It's 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful evening today, boys. How y'all doing tonight? We got ourselves more duels for the day. I am gonna try to see if I can put the groups together right now on EU. So if you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. I am also gonna try to see if I can make a post over on Discord, because that's where most of the dueling friendos hang out in. To see if, like, I just want to see how many people are in the beta, right? Because if we can get in the group enough, right? If you can get enough, if you get, what am I trying to say? If we can get like 5 people on like EU, for example, to be on a team, I think making a group over on the NA team or like, you know, the second group or whatever, that'd be really, really easy to do. If you can get 5 people guaranteed that can like, yo, I could group up and we could do some EU versus NA, I think that show would be cool. Subsaya, why did YouTube change everybody's names to @? Everybody is like @ now. Is it just me or is it just the chat? I'm seeing @Saya, @Willie, @Jake. What is happening? Is this new? Because I'm pretty sure it used to be just Jake, man. You know what I mean? It used to be just Saya. What the hell is happening? What am I even looking at, dude? Yeah, let me get some groups up and running. Let's go. What's up, Alan? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Let me get the music up and running here, boys. UWTF. Exactly. Like what? Exactly what I'm saying. Like, what is that? It's been like that for a minute? Lame? Bro, seriously? That's crazy. I don't think it was like that last time. Hey, I have a full group? No way! What? Okay, dope. We need a second group apparently. Awesome. Awesome. I will queue in a second, in a minute. Perfect. I gotta get a second group up and running. I didn't realize Rest in Hell would have a whole group ready to go. That's crazy. Chat, we gotta get a second one up and running real quick, man. I didn't... This is... Okay, cool. It's me, Soren. What's up, Soren? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing good, bud. Hope you're doing good, bud. Where you going, huh? Where you going? Get out of here. A Gooper the Goo. Oh, no. What a name. Chat, if y'all want to join in, I got a group up and running. Rest in Hell already has one. I'm trying to get a second one in here. Especially, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one, my man. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, if y'all want to join in, y'all more welcome to. I got the group listed right now in LFG. What is this too? Why is there a gap? Hello? That's not even a YouTube thing. That's just a Blizzard thing. What the hell is going on? Boys! I need bodies! Y'all want to join in? Join mine real quickly. Join my group real fast, real quick. Why is there a gap here now? What is happening? What is happening? Alright, who else can I invite, man? Hey, wanna join? 5v5 duels. Okay, so Rest in Hell is a group. I need to get one up and running real quick, dude. Hey, duels. Try to get a group together real quick, man. Dipson, I don't think joins these. Curdy, getting him a man. Getting him a guy. Ganolito, I don't know if he joins in. I'm up. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I press invite. I need to log Ali. Okay, let me know when to invite. Hey, duels? Question mark. Well, I go to WoW. Focus on CS2. Wait, Counter-Strike 2. Is it fun and work? WoW got so boring. Maybe I'll come back soon. Dude, Midnight looks like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've been having a lot of fun over in the beta. I can't stop playing. I played some Frostmage, dude. You know what, chat? I thought Frostmage was gonna feel and play really weird. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. I think they were cooking. It doesn't matter if Ice Events is gone. Leo joining in, my boy. All right, we'll make Leo lead. I just need one man. I just need one more guy. One more body. One more spot. Saya, are you joining? Do you already have a group? Hey, now, want to join? Want to join those? I told you Frost was gonna feel good. Most of the changes were W's. Like I reading them, I was like, maybe this will be good, maybe not. There was literally there plenty of a reason to be concerned about how Frost was gonna be, you know, put together. But like, it actually feels pretty good. It actually plays really, really well, surprisingly. Ready? Okay, we got Bayek in. How do I invite Bayek? Bayek, here we go. Here we go. We got Bayek in. We're beautiful. Wait, party's full. That's my fault. Raid, Bayek, invite, and we should be good. And we're very good. Alrighty, we're set. Okay, we ready. Gonna queue in a sec. And we're gonna make Leo lead, my boy. Leo Amarvardi or something. Leo Ford. Spectator match. Rest in Hell and Leo Mortified. No Grant. Dude, I am mortified every time I look at the chat and I see those ads, bro. Guys, I love you, but like I hate the ads, I'm not gonna lie. YouTube better fix it. Rest in Hell and Leo Mortified. I messed up your name apparently. Okay, now we got it. I went and tell him needed. Let the boys play. Okay. I'm cool with that. I know you want to play too. I actually am okay with you playing as well. I'm okay with you playing. I don't want to hold you guys back from not being able to play. You know what I mean? I think that'd be lame. I think it'd be so lame. I think everybody should be allowed to play. Why am I pushing it out, bro? What is happening? They're nice. Frost mages mage so well. It goes under the radar a lot, thankfully in some cases. I know I can upgrade from the base Vessel of Hatred with the Black Friday sale. Let me go. We can't upgrade from base Vessel of Hatred? Wait. You can't upgrade from the Vessel of Hatred? That's lame. That's kind of a joke. I mean, so stop playing beta and you just stop burning out before it starts. I'm enjoying beta a lot. I definitely play to test stuff. But yeah, I play to test stuff, to try different builds. Don't play it like it's actual end game, like trying to push Mythic Plus rating right now. That's like bad way of going about it. Just like queue random dungeons, man, and just test stuff, do fun stuff. Twitch. Got ourselves Goers over the team one, ready to go. But not gonna be first up. We got ourselves an Arkarth, as well as Rest in Hell on their big old gladiator mounts. Maestro gonna be out here on this wyvern looking thing. It's like a fox wyvern thing. Maestro is gonna go for a bit of that Stormkeeper setup route around the corner for Leo. Is going to be the Earth Elemental with the Storm Ellie as well. Blinded out immediately for Leo. He needs to get himself the perfect setup. Trying to see if he can spell steal an ability from Maestro. He's just gonna go burn on the ground. Getting away from Leo. Leo's stuck in place. He's playing the big Pillar Frost that deals giga damage. But it stops him from being able to move anywhere. It's going to go for a silence. I don't know if he was able to spell steal any ability from Maestro. I don't think he was, but I could be wrong on that one. He's going to try to see if he can spell steal something. I think maybe Primordial is what he stole. Maybe a heal. That is going to be a Bulwark Totem around the corner with some Earthquakes. It is going to be getting the freebie LE Blast with the pillar. They're not doing that much damage, unfortunately. So for Leo, it's actually really good for Maestro. He's not getting too much cheese around the pillar that way around. With Leo, he's in a good spot right now. He's got Lichborn, got a knockback, but he's got a Rider spawning in, so he's actually kind of okay. Cooldowns are coming back up very, very, very soon. So Maestro is actually kind of in an okay spot. For Leo, try to see, was he able to spell steal the lasso? I don't think he was. I don't think he was able to. Try to see if he can give some cooldown to Leo. I don't think he was able to give him any spell whatsoever. Does go for a short blind for a second. Leo got himself a bit of damage, get himself the procs. Maestro with a bit of burst too, but a silence I think might have taken him out. He is just stuck in the remorseless storm of winter, trying to grip him back in. Maestro knocking him back. And he's barely alive. He's got a couple of spirits coming back up to help him. The spirits will copy whatever abilities he's using, so as he heals, the spirits will also try to heal him, whatever little bit of healing that they do. Not a lot, but they'll try to do whatever they can. Leo with a bit of a death pack just to give himself a little bit extra help to work with, so he can focus in on the most amount of damage. Maestro does go down with a couple of obliterates and strikes. Got himself fire breath, frost breath, and everything. It looks like Rest in Hell was trying to see if he could charge to him. I don't even know if he was able to connect with the hunt onto Leo. I think Leo was able to walk away from the hunt completely. Rest in Hell going for the Sigil of Misery. Does get a lockdown onto Leo for just a second. AMS burned by the Deathlight as he's playing it defensively. He's not trying to say engage with the Demon Hunter. He just tried to cleave off a little bit of health from him and then walk away. I don't really know if there's any abilities you might be able to spell steal from Rest in Hell, but you still might be able to go hit him with a Dark Sim to see if anything happens. I think he's trying to see if he can pull Rest in Hell away from the pillar, but Rest in Hell more or less knows that if he engages too quickly, he could be in trouble. IBF out for Leo. Big burst available. Rest in Hell flying up in the sky. Leo, at least he can do something about this. Dropping out Dome, but it doesn't matter. The AMZ Dome does not keep him alive with Bayek. Got to be right next, right around the pillar. Rest in Hell needs to play this very carefully. Next lockdown by the Paladin could be insanely dangerous. He needs to make sure he can dodge. The Hodge, be able to lock down to the Bayek. That's going to be huge. Is going to be able to immune the blind, but the stun hits him. String to follow. Mad damage on the Bayek with the Shield of Eddas. The Paladin is trying to bunker down a little. Still staying a little bit aggressive with a Dawn Light as long as he's able to keep the dot rolling onto the Rest in Hell. Got to be able to put in some serious pressure on him. Bayek, however, is playing at long-range damage gameplay. He's trying to see if he can keep it playing super safe. Rest in Hell is going to have an opportunity for yet another lockdown onto Bayek. He's right now in a good spot. He actually still has those burst combos that he can use pretty regularly. Don't tell me you just stopped your own hunt. No, it looks like the hunt is still on him. Bayek takes huge hits. Lay on hands. Rest in Hell catching up on a lot of that healing. Bayek still melting down to the dots. Unfortunately, going to be a first aid without full immunity out for Rest in Hell. He knows that Dawnlight is not going to feel good whatsoever. He's getting himself the Glade procs that he's looking for. Big Ivy from a distance. Does he have another big combo? Bayek may be looking for a bubble. Might just have to use it here. Does go for the bubble. Actually making sure to save a global just to press that bubble. Rest in Hell needs to be a-okay here. He got blur coming up very soon. He's not going to be able to engage Bayek without a blur. You have to pre-blur that, but that Hodge with a full Wake of Ashes, unless Rest in Hell can pick up some healing right here, right now. Metamorphosis maybe will give him that opportunity. Big Blade Dance, started to Bayek, the IB cleaving right through him. Is it going to be enough to kill strike? Oh, but does go in for a final plunge, final lunge at the end with a fell blade and a Sigil of Misery onto Axe. What's his name? Axueshi? Ahueshi? I'm gonna call him Axe. We're gonna call him Rogue. Assassination Rogue named Axe. Got himself the Kingsbane. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can avoid that damage as best possible. He gets another cheap shot. Does he go for the Deathmark? Rest in Hell is taking huge bits of damage. That is going to be massive hits out for Axe. Almost died though. Wait a second. He cloaked. He almost died there. He almost died there. That would have been amazing if he actually would have taken him out right then and there. The warm-up game, it is the warm-up game, to be honest. Axe, however, get a hit with a full Void Torrent. It's not going to be a Rift Torrent, unfortunately. Coerce is playing the Archon Priest. He's not playing the Void Weaver Priest. But he just needs one good hit onto Axe and it's over. One big Void Volley and does him in. Is it going to be Curdy or is it going to be Young? It's going to be one of these two casters up next. And it is going to be Curdy, a bit of the Priest v Priest action. He went for like a full blue Mog. Cold Flame. I don't hate it. I think the shoulders kind of match that set pretty well, by the way. I'm not sure about the helm, but I think I think with the shadow form, making everything look kind of purple, darkish look, right? A little bit more of a dimmer look for the Mog. I think it kind of matches in a weird way. You almost look like a frost mage. Almost like a frost mage. He's got himself the big halo. Curdy is the Void Weaver, so he's going to be able to get himself a huge rift. As long as he can get some damage out for the rift, that's going to be perfect. Mind plays are right after. Guerrero is going to have to play very defensive. Disperses out immediately, trying to see if he can walk away from the rift. Standico still attached to him, the pet from a distance, firing away. Stun onto Curdy as he's still looking for cover. Dark Ascension. Guerrero's got himself a potential turnaround here. He's going to get a lot of healing from that halo, so he's feeling pretty confident. I don't know if Curdy actually wants to mess with him right now. That is going to be full Void Torrent. Got himself a quick fear for a second. Guerrero's still feared for a moment. He got himself a fear of his own for Curdy as well. Guerrero's just gonna have to use everything he can in order to lift Curdy. Second fear should have hit Curdy if he's positioned correctly. No, he does not connect. Void Blast is gonna grow that rift and it just swallows the other priest up in a black hole void. Holy, that was so good looking. Shadow Crash immediately. Curdy has his burst, but like he might just have to press it. If Curdy can save this burst and trade this burst with like an immunity from Warcraft, that would be ideal as a priest. But if he has to just disperse right now without anything, yeah. Now Warcraft could essentially, I think, take him out any moment. DH very good. Demon Hunter very good. Yeah, Rest in Hell is incredible looking Demon Hunter, man. He is actually insane. Dude is a monster. Curdy, I don't know if you're going to be able to live this. Great fate to try to dodge an attack by Arcas. Almost goes down, but a lay on hands does barely, narrowly keep him alive. The Frost Orb, however, is going to be able to clip you around the corner with a bit of the Blizzard. Flurries down by Young. Got himself lots of procs. Big Meteor. Arcas could just go down here unless he bubbles it. There goes the bubble. You knew that he was going to have to bubble it. The question was, like, when is he going to use it? I also like his whole mog, dude. He's got a mushroom hat. He's got a summer attire. He's got a peg leg that he's beating people with. It looks absolutely hilarious. Young does get himself a decent position to work with. He's still got himself Icy Veins here for a second. Trying to see if he can land a Ring of Frost on Arcath. Does not clip him, unfortunately. And Arcath is an okay spot for now. So it's actually, Arcath still does have a Spell Warden, so that's going to be his big advantage here. Is the fact that he can still use Spell Warden. Hand of Freedom is going to be able to instantly spell steal, so Arcath will not be able to engage Young. He's got a bit of that range damage, but he's only can do so much. Wait, if you stun him right now, he can't Spell Warden that. He can't Spell Warden it. Oh yeah, it's over. Oh, it's so over. Yeah, that's, you can't break out. With a Blessing of Protection, you could break out of like a physical stun, right? Like a rogue kidney shot. But Spell Warden does not let you break out of a magical stun. So when you have that full freezing stun, the frosty stun, can't stop it. Young having to go for ulti time and a block, unfortunately. So it's going to be in a bit of a weird spot. He's going to cancel that altar, but an immediate sap on this Mushka. It is a sub rogue. Young does have a second block. He could Cold Blood. Definitely not Cold Blood. Cold Snap. And he got himself a decent go to this Mushka, but Cold Snap will need to be used here. I think he's waiting to make sure he can get him for a defensive as well. Try to see if he can go for a bit of invis. Step by the rogue, Cold Snap it, zip block. Oh, there it is. I was going to say for a second, you play with fire. Playing with Rogue's Burst and just let it get so close. It is crazy, man. It is crazy. Sap at a Young for a moment. The Mage Wombo combo. It is beautiful. You gotta love the Mage Stun Lock combo. Previously, they needed the Rogue in order to be able to do so, but now, altered immediately. Just try to see if he can survive the Smushka. Right now, the Mage is on just life support, and that's all he can do is just try to live. The Smushka with immediate trinket at the end. Last Eviscerate, taking him out. Rest in Hell, catching up a lot of damage for just 2 people that he fought. Like, actually insane amounts of damage. That is a lot, dude. It used to be like 200, like, oh, used to like, what, take 40, 30 million to take down another player, more or less. Now he's just like 150, I guess, 2. It is crazy. Alrighty, Rest in Hell and Johnny, let me know when you guys are all good. We'll send it again. I had to remember, like, who did I give lead to? I was like, search through the back of my brain. Did I give it to the right person? And I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so we are at, dude, I really gotta reset these numbers. Duel 1129. Like, I don't know why I didn't reset these numbers, man. Ready? Ready. Beautiful. We'll set it again. Let's do a Rook. I like Rook. I haven't done Rook. We've done Rook last week, but I kind of like doing Rook as like one of the earlier maps. And then we'll probably do like Toveron. And if you guys have any like recommendations for what arenas you want me to run, let me know, man. If there's any specifically you want me to run, like Ashermanes or whatever, like just let me know, DM me right in the chat, man. You know what I mean? I'm down to try them all. Ideally not flashbang unless Taco Pounder pops back in here again. He tends to punish you EU boys pretty regularly with that one. But yeah. Yeah. Switch. Reduction of creature spawns on Mythic Plus. Are they reducing enemies in dungeons? Wait. Adjusted creature spawning to reduce density of the dungeon. Could have Sauron? Oh, thank God. I felt like we were doing trash mobs for so long. Enemy force required time reduced though. I'm okay with that. Arcane Bolt removed. Oh man, they're doing some good work. See the triumvirate? Oh, thank goodness. I felt like there were so many mobs. Yeah, the 2 dungeons that were like the worst at it, the worst offenders, they ended up nerfing them. Good shit, man. Alright, switch. I don't know if I did that or not. Rest in Hell gonna be first up over the team 1, not having to play through dampening, and Curdy is gonna be his first contender, also not having to play against dampening, but he's having to play against the Demon Hunter. Rest in Hell does get caught by one of those horrifying bolts, but it's gonna land a Sigil of Misery onto Curdy. Just trying to see if he can pick up some damage, knowing that that rift is eventually gonna collapse on him is gonna be a fear. With Void Blast out for Curdy, I don't know if it was able to use the Void Blast to empower the rift or not, but he's barely alive, trying to see if he can keep himself afloat as best as he can. The Demon Hunter does try to see if he can shift around him. Curdy has himself Aegis proccing. Maybe look at her disperse here. Demon Hunter flying up in the air for a last little barrage. Fade out of Curdy, but still eats a couple of those fell lances. And he's still alive. He's still okay. He's still hanging on. But barely though. Barely, narrowly. Got himself Shadow Crash. We'll need to use some kind of CC in order to stop the Demon Hunter. You can't silence the DH, by the way. That does stop a lot of their casts. Technically, Demon Hunters, a lot of the skills are spell casts. Or at least they count as spell casts specifically. Rest in Hell closing the gap into a bit of a silence. Got himself last bit of blade dance. Huge rift out for Curdy with the disperse. Curdy is not out of this fight whatsoever. He's still alive and still kicking, and Rest in Hell is left with no health whatsoever, unfortunately. Curdy just tried to pick up a little bit of flash heal. Got himself a big setup with an ascension. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can back up out of there. He's going to charge back in, but those horrified bolts unfortunately are going to connect. He's got himself a bit of that immunity. Another rift. Quick stun. Rest in Hell might just have it right here. Stun onto Curdy, but Rest in Hell does not have a lot of health to work with. Isn't going to be enough for him. Big Ivy, but looks like Curdy does take him out. That is incredible. That is not a fight a priest, in most cases, would ever win. And it's going to be Arcath up next. Does end up going for a couple of hammer downs onto Curdy. Unfortunately, the priest, he had to send literally everything to be able to survive that go. He had to use every single button available in his kit in order to even stand a chance. Leo catches Arcath into a quick blind. Stun right after Trinket Spell Warden, so Leo can't really do much. A lot of his abilities, even though he's a Death Knight, he can do some physical auto attacks. He spells just Spell Warden! Oh my god, this guy's insane! I was thinking for a second, like, he must have known, right? He must have known, but maybe he didn't realize that the guy was going to literally Trinket Spell Warden it. So Leo does get a bubble out of Arcath. That was so good. So now Leo, I think, actually stands a chance. Normally Paladins do end up taking out Death Knights unless you play very, very specifically very versus a DK, and he might stand a chance here. He won't have the Dragon, unfortunately. He won't have the Reaper Scythe because he's not playing Deathbringer, but he just needs to be very, very careful with that next stun. If he can pre-AMS a Hodge, he'll be golden. Blind, Searing Glare, unfortunately, Leo has to play defensively. Does have IBF for the next stun. Gonna be Dwarven Racial Spells, just a blind. Oh, for Leo, he's in a great spot right now. Got him some potential, lots of damage. IBF just to bunker down. Lichborn, maybe looking for a death pack here as well. Is gonna go for a death pack. Blind into Arcath again. Silence, so the Paladin can't even self-heal right now. And Leo got himself AMS to try to see if he can keep the pressure going, but it's gonna be lay on hands, letting Arcath completely recover that health. Stun onto Leo, under danger, under pressure, might be down. Oh, he does go down. That was such a close match, and the Death Knight played it so incredibly well. Actually incredibly well. Spell stole his Spell Warden and spell stole a Blind. So he got two crucial abilities back to back too. Unfortunately, lay on hands, Spell Warden, a bubble just gave the Paladin so much longevity. Does eat a Kingsbane from Axe. Is it going to be enough though? It's just melting. Yeah, Axe knew that it was just going to be a matter of time. I don't think he needed to really trinket it. To be honest, does melt for a second. Catching a quick cheap shot into Goeris, who does go for a trinket with immediate fear. Kind of wants to stay next to his image because that eventually will roar out of fear as well. Got himself blind onto Goeris, but Axe taking huge hits, enough for a Cloak of Shadows, and catch himself a quick invis. So he's going to be under a ton of pressure. Are we just going to see Shadow Priest absolutely doing work here? Are we actually about to see a ShadowPriests even beat a rogue right now? Like, he's just melting the guy. Like, absolutely melting him. Shadow Crash does connect. I don't think he has Shadow Crash that, like, chases after axe. I think he might be the ones that, like, actually land and use to, like, pre-plant them, which is super hard to do, but does catch him. Kidney shot is not going to be enough. The Bayek up next. He won't be able to go for a stun onto Goers. Goers does go for a silence. Keeping Bayek next to Fear. Does not get feared, unfortunately. Is going to have to go for a disperse, though. That stun is going to be very, very short-lived. Still eats a glare, unfortunately. Goers got himself a VE, so he's got Vampiric Embrace for a short bit. He's got himself a little bit of self-heal. Blind out for Bayek. Not letting Goers play the game at all, unfortunately. Not giving the ShadowPriests even a chance. Try to go for a cast. Try not to get dodged. Is going to be an interrupt either way. Got himself Holy Cast. Next stun could be very, very deadly. Goers got himself Halo with Dark Ascension, so he's going to get a lot of healing. Unfortunately, Spell Warden for Bayek just keeps him immune. There's nothing the Goers can do. Maybe self heal. Flash heals is all he's got. Stun to follow. It's over. That is rough. That is so rough. That immune of Spell Warden is crazy good, man. Against casters in particular, like, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is hopefully maybe juke out. I don't know. Juke a kick on a flash heal and then spam flash heal again and again until you run out of mana. It's about all you can do in that situation. It's got to be super unfortunate, especially during your cooldowns too. Just got his cooldowns going and he's just basically dead. That's so rough. Maestro tried to see if he can have himself potentially a go versus Bayek. Does go for a stun. As Bayek playing this more defensively, it's going to go for that Dawnlight dot onto Maestro and just let the dot burn him from a distance. That dot did get nerfed like quite a while back now. But he's still just going to play into that slower pace game. Got himself a Eternal Flame with a Dawnlight on himself, so he's got a healing over time. He's got a Dawnlight rolling into Maestro whenever possible, so he's got a damage over time. And all he's got to do is wait out until a perfect situation. He does have a bubble in his back pocket. I don't know about Lay Enhanced though. I'm pretty sure if he does have Lay Enhanced, he might want to prioritize that ability first. Hand of Freedom, as it gets rooted, stun to Maestro. Try to see if he can position correctly. So even if he gets knocked back, it doesn't even matter. It's going to be Maestro holding down the knockback for a second. Unless he just didn't have it available anymore. Try to get some lava bursts out of Bayek. So man, you get a lot of good damage. Like whenever Bayek is out and you actually are able to get your lava burst cast off, you can do a lot of damage to the Paladin. And even that lava totem actually is going to do big enough damage where Bayek is going to end up backing away from it. It's going to be some zaps out for the Shaman. Blind to follow. Does end up breaking out of it. It's going to go for the knockback into Bayek with a lasso from a distance. He does have a trinket. And that's going to be a Hodge, but he grounded that Hodge, which is so beautiful. Maestro could be potentially in trouble, but not stun on a Bayek is going to be huge for him. Does go for a quick leap. Hex to follow. Got himself a bit of opportunity to heal. Try to go for a slowdown. Big lava burst flying around the corner. It is not going to be enough. That totem, however, is still hitting Bayek and is doing decent damage. He's going to try to see if he can back away from it as best as possible. Earthquakes around the corner, and Bayek is eventually going to walk into them, eventually going to get knocked back. I don't know if Maestro had himself the angle in order to go for a lava burst. I don't think he did. Maybe there's a stun totem around the corner that you can do. Maybe there's a root or something. Bayek still has a bubble. But Maestro at least has a lot of health to work with. Knocks back Bayek. He got himself the Wake of Ashes. Searing Glare to follow up, which is unfortunate. Maestro's going to have to play this defensively. He does have a grounding totem, so you can still go for grounding on a Hodge. And Bayek is in a range where you might be able to do so. Maestro having to run, and it's going to be burned on the ground to try to see if he can counter the bubble out of Bayek. But Bayek is unstoppable right now. Some heals out for Maestro. That's all he can really do in that situation. Trying to rush out as a high mounted torrent, but man, Bayek is not going to give this guy a chance. Gouge by Nesmershka. Stun onto Bayek. No DRs. He got nothing left. No immunity. I think Bayek just goes down unless he somehow narrowly survives. Nah, with Nesmershka, it just ain't going to happen. Young Jay is the last one left. Last time Young Jay and Nesmershka fought each other, it wasn't pretty much of an honor duel. It was a really tough one, and this guy is just... I don't know how you're doing this. Is it just like hit X to sit down and then move forward? X, move forward? Is that what it is? Just tapping? Just tapping it away? Like he's just scooting around. Looks absolutely hilarious. Ultra is available. Now, Spurs with the Cloak Shadow is really earning. He got himself that immunity. Will he be able to maximize those few seconds of just immunity to magic damage, those seconds of cover? Blizzards are still connecting. Phrased by the Water Elemental is holding the rogue back. Smoke Bomb and Young. He can actually walk into it with the Ring of Frost. He will be able to. He has a lockdown. Nismershki cannot trinket it. It's actually might be lights out for the rogue. Big Ray of Frost. Massive damage. Oh! That Frozen Bomb does take him out. Well done, well done. It looks like the Paladins, man, were actually the champions of the show. The Bayek and Arcath not letting these boys play that much. Be absolute menaces, man. Both palace absolute menaces. Let's get us another going. Retinel and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are good. We'll queue it back up. Again, chat, if you got somebody like any arena what's the word? Any arena suggestions? Feel free. Feel free to send them. I am gonna do 12-year-on. Hello? Okay. Save that. We'll send it to let's do a 12-year-on. Let's do a big open space for all the casters, all the mages, the priests specifically. Right? Let's do it for the caster homies. Big arena. Pretty good for rogues too. It might really be good for Elite Shaman as well. Right? There's a pretty massive room for you to knock him out, you know, pretty far. And root him at a distance, stuff like that. The TBC anniversary changes so far. I'm making me want Midnight to release in March and not February. Would delay it. Are they actually... What are the big changes that they're doing for anniversary TBC, Jake? Outside of like the keys to and attunements for dungeons, like heroic dungeons. Because I remember that seems pretty good, because I remember that being like a pretty big grind back to TBC. Arenas being easier to access? Being easier access to people. Arena being easier. Okay, I'll need to see what the details are on that. I don't think I saw that article, but I saw you talking about it back with Wes on Discord. Which I also saw they adding like the edit UI feature from like Midnight into TBC. I didn't think that was a little gross, but I understand why they're doing it. It just looked not classic, you know what I mean? It just did not have a classic feel about it. But maybe it'll be good. Rogue versus Rogue, Axe versus the Smeshka, Sub versus Assassin. I actually think the Sub Rogue, if the Assassination Rogue plays mildly okay here, they win every single time. Sub Rogue can definitely do a lot of damage, but I think actually Sub Rogue, if they play Assassin Rogue, if they play mildly okay, they can win with just dots alone, because they are brutal. It's going to be Gouch. Actually gives Axe a chance, but no, he doesn't take the chance. It's going to go for a tricky cheap shot into the Smeshka. Opportunity for you to get some dots up and running. If you get yourself the big damage, you go for some damage with a Shiv, melt right after. There are some dots on the Smeshka. If you are careful, you should be able to see where he's at. He is bleeding out little by little. But if you can go for like a big Kingsbane, couple in Venoms, it's crazy, crazy good. But Axe, however, taking a little bit of damage of his own. Is he also ruptured? Because actually in the Smeshka, I think it's really good if you do end up getting a big rupture on the other guy. Because then at least it denies him the ability to heal. And you know what? Enjoy this rupture for now, because you're going to be losing that later. Which is going to be super unfortunate. The Smeshka does land the cheap shots back to back after Axe. Doing a lot of damage. Massive eviscerate. Does go for another advantage. Catching the cheap shot on Smeshka. Does go for a trinket of his own. Evasion for both rogues. Axe with the Cloak of Shadows. Kingsbane, I think, connected onto Smeshka with him Deathmark. Actually could be under a lot of trouble. Smeshka does get hit with a disarm. Disarm onto Axe. Cold Blood is available for Axe. He just needs a big Envenom. Could do a lot of damage, but Smeshka catches him in a cheap shot. He waited perfectly, man. Disarm into a cheap shot instantly to make sure there's no space for the other rogue to even have a chance. Bayek, unfortunately, is going to be able to hammer down the rogue. Hammer down some justice onto the rogue scum class. What the hell? What are you doing? I'd say you raise your weapon there for a second. Wait, I actually see a full mug. I like the long, luscious locks you got good there. For some reason, I thought it was like a helm with a hoodie, but no, it's like a crown. I didn't realize that was your hair. I thought it looked like a hoodie for a second, didn't it? From a distance. I think mid-combat, I thought it looked like a hoodie, but it is just long, luscious locks. Blue in particular. Honor rated gear being cheaper, requiring less arena points. Oh, that's good. Push season to start phase 2. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Should be pretty fun, right? It's gonna be, yo, for Maestro, that's so perfect. Going for a bigger arena. This is why I really love Toberon. Because for a lot of these casters, this gives an opportunity to really play some of that kite-based gameplay or range-based gameplay. So for him to drop down the totem to trap Bayek in place, it is huge for him. It is awesome. That Ascendance proc, by the way, is lasting for quite a while. Knock up onto Bayek as he does remove with his Dark Dwarven Racial the Flame Shock, but he's still in trouble. Maestro with a wall, just trying to see if he keep the pressure pelting down onto Bayek. Bayek with a full immunity is going to go with the Earth Elemental Stun, which is physical. He can't remove that. There's going to be some healing surges out for Maestro. He does need to be very, very careful. He no longer has a trinket. He needs to be very careful with Bayek. Next Hodge, you have to ground it. You have to find a way to prevent that as best as you can. Lava burst flying. Another big proc of a sudden. It is huge. Does get hit with a stun, but Bayek, I think, is looking to play defensively. Is going to go for Searing Glare. Is going to try to see if he can stay a bit aggressive. Leap for Maestro. Just try to see if he can run out of there. Bulwark Totem does go down. And he got himself big zap, big damage onto Bayek, ready to go. Bayek still getting harassed by that Earth Elemental, which is going to give Maestro plenty of healing, plenty of extra health to work with here for at least a minute or so. That thing is up. It's going to be a trinket out of Bayek. Maestro, again, needs to make sure that when he does get hit with a Hodge, he needs to pre-ground it. He needs to pre-ground the next Hodge. That is the only way I think that he keeps himself in this. Is going to go for a lasso as soon as Bayek goes around the corner. Knocking him at a distance. Keeping him at bay. Got himself lots of procs. Shield of it is barely going to keep him covered. And that thing pops so easily. Maestro trying to see if he can back up out of there. Trying to avoid the Hodge. Because he knows Bayek is trying to go around the pillar and land the Hodge ASAP. Kind of charging towards Bayek. Trying to see if he can bait him. He knows the Bayek is immediately going to go for a Hodge as soon as he sees him. He knows it. Yeah, it goes. There it goes. It's a Leon hands. Bayek was prepared. He knew that if that Hodge does not connect, he needs to have an answer. He only had an answer. Immediate axe onto Bayek, backing up out of there. That was so good for Maestro. And you got a trinket coming back up. So whether you ground the next Hodge or whether you have a trinket, you have a wall. So you're actually in a good spot. Bayek does have a bubble. Bayek has a bubble, but you have a Burrow coming up really soon. So you actually get some counters. You actually got some good counters. Bayek with a blind does not connect. We'll have to bubble this. We'll have to bubble super early unless it takes huge hits. Maestro is going to leap away. You got a wall in case he needs to. May need to pre-wall it. May want to pre-wall it. Big charge around the corner. Does get him some movement while casting. Is going to go for a pre-wall. Bayek is out in the open. Maestro with a hex. Stormkeeper is available. Do you have a big go here? You're just trying to keep himself alive here. No Hodge for a second, so he's going to be okay. Bayek needs to land a kill right here if possible. I don't know if you can go for Searing. Shield of Vengeance is going to keep you lively, but a Root is going to keep you at a distance. Maestro got himself plenty of procs. Lava Burst flying. Does he have enough? One more hit. One more hit. Oh, he does land it. Oh, man. This was the perfect arena for a shaman to show their chops, man. Unfortunately, does not hit Leo with a totem. I'm not sure why. That was unfortunate. I feel like that totem should have hit Leo. Maybe some blind side shenanigans. Leo does end up trying to spell steal some spell from Maestro. I don't know if he's going to spell steal from him. I don't think there's anything he could. The guy's just down. Yeah, so I think it might be, yeah. I don't think he has anything for Rest in Hell. What can he spell steal from Rest in Hell? Can he spell steal Fill Eruption? Like the stun? Chaos Nova maybe? I don't care what I'm doing today. Dude, Dan, you're the shaman? You're doing fine, man. You're doing fine, my guy. Honestly, if that is you, you're doing fantastic. You're doing great. I don't know what happened with that totem, though. That totem does not seem to be consistent, and that's not on your end. That's on Blizzard's end, honestly. I don't think they even expected for that totem to be used as a grip, right? It just players started to use it because it became cool tech, but it never worked consistently. I almost feel like maybe they should just change it so that totem has a grip element behind it, right? You drop it, and it maybe grips all enemies within 20 yards of the totem into it. And then you can move it once or something. I think something like that would look cool. I think it would be sick. So many players use it that way. Rest in Hell, try to see if he can stand up on Leo. He's going to go for the darkness. Leo got himself the Pillar of Frost ready to go. Lots of damage. Gripping Rest in Hell out of the darkness, which gives him an opportunity to crack in some big obliterate crits. He's just going to end up backing up out of this. Rest in Hell got himself Metaform. Is going to give him a little bit more healing. Massive Blade cleaves onto Leo. He got himself defenses. The question is, when is he going to use them? Death Pact is available. AMS is also available. I think AMZ is available. Trinket out for us now, as there's a lot of damage out for Leo. He is going to go for an immune with the first aid. Leo is not in a great spot. Neither is Resident. You can grip the Nether. He just interrupted that self-heal. That's huge. Charge in by Rest in Hell. Silenced out for a second. Still got a lot of damage and fights through the frost. Landing a kill onto Leo. Charging out towards Curdy immediately. I think he just tried to maximize why he's got himself the Metamorphosis. Try to get as much leech healing as possible out of it. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do much. Blur is available. He got himself the last little 12 blade onto Curdy. And down he goes. Blizzard, best I can do is take a totem away. Yeah, they probably would. Honestly, I feel like Blizzard would take a totem away in that situation. Yeah, I think they would. Actually, I think they would. I feel like if you were like, hey, can you make the totem better? They're like, best I can do is just remove it. They are in their prudent arc with Midnight, pruning a lot of abilities and talents, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, usually we'll see. Maybe, maybe they'll surprise me at some point. Arcad does land the kill into Curdy. Curdy did have to use everything for a Demon Hunter, and I guess a Paladin, unless you have like literally everything to work with and like no dampening, I don't know if you can really win a lot of those duels. And it comes down to Young as the last mages over in the team 2, trying to see if you can fight through not only Paladin, but then a Shadow Priest right after. Paladin is definitely going to be his toughest matchup, so if you can defeat the Paladin, and if Guerres gives him like a bit of that honor duel, rest up, heal up, maybe get some mage food, he might be able to actually pull it off. He's having to burn through a lot of mana very quickly. Going for spell steals is going to be an immunity off for Arcad, as Young got himself a bit of an Aviz, shifting power while on the move into an ice block before Arcad can land any interrupts or damage, which is probably pretty good for Young. Does bust out of it very quickly though, because dampening is so high, he's not going to be able to get a lot of healing out of it anyway. But he's still stuck in combat. He can't really sit down for some mage food or anything. Hand of Freedom up really early, trying to spell steal it as early as possible. And Young going for a quick poly. Does eat a Dawnlight from a distance though. The Wake of Ashes and Dawnlight damage is going to be able to reach a Meteor. Slam it down into Arcad. Big explosion from the Frost Bomb. This could be an opportunity for Young to press the offensives. Does he have a blink? He does have a blink to break out of it. Laying hands out for the Paladin. He's still got a bubble. Young does have a second block. Is going to go for that cold snap in case he needs to block this real quick. Breath does not connect. I think he might be looking for a bubble here. That is a lot of damage out of the Paladin. Yes, does go for a block. I think it's good that he even blocked, even though he went behind the pillar, so like Arcad can't hit him. That judgment was already mid-air, so block is the only thing that was going to guarantee that you stay alive. Blind out for Arcad. Young does not have anything left, so he does end up getting taken out. That is rough, man. That is so rough. The Shaman did really good, by the way. That was crazy. That was crazy good. I love it. I feel like we don't really see Shamans versus Paladins that much, but we did see Sabo as enhancement beat Paladins twice in a row, so that was incredible. And anytime I see Shaman beat a Pally, I feel like it's a matchup where Pally in most cases wins, so it's awesome to see, man. Johnny, Rest in Hell, let me know when your teams are ready. We'll send it again. Rest in Hell is ready. Beautiful. Waiting on Johnny. Johnny, if you guys need more bodies, also let me know, and I can hop in, join in, help you guys make the groups, all that. You know, ask him to be in a chat or real ID for any homies that want to join, all that stuff. Let's send it to. I like Hook Point. There's a Hook Point. We'll go through the other arenas we usually go through. I think correct amount of board to start leveling Warlock and Classic. I mean, you could. You could. Right? Especially in TBC too, especially in preparation to TBC, man, right? Like, that's an investment and a good one. That's a good investment. Especially if you're not doing anything in like War Within or not hanging out in the beta. That's a huge investment. I think it's worth it. Dude, I can't wait until they announce like the Classic Plus, whatever they do next for Classic Plus experience. It's been level 25 plus before TBC. Pre-patch means your basic is 60. Wait, why is that? Are they making the leveling faster once TBC hits, and it's like you just blaze through all the other zones more like efficiently? Because I don't think they had any pre-patch events or anything for XP, right? I don't think they had anything like that till maybe they had something, but like bonuses and stuff, like a Wrath, maybe Kata. I think could be wrong. Which Scarlet Monastery until 44. Ah, okay, and yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, Arcath is going to be first up versus Bayek. They're missing somebody over for the team too. They are missing the missing Young Jay. Hopefully he'll actually load in a second. It is going to be Bayek immediately getting hammered down by Arcath. He's just charging out. Shield of Edits for both Paladins. Bayek having to burn his first, so that means his shield is going to pop. Immunity out really early for Arcath. This gives him a perfect opportunity to press the offensive. Unfortunately, he's out of Hand of Freedom. He's out of horses. Final Freedom is going back in and might be able to keep some pressure onto Bayek, but Bayek so far has not had to use an immunity at all. So this could be his opportunity to use something. Lay on hands to reset his health bar. Does Arcath use a lane hands? He can't. He's locked out. Might be looking for a bubble potentially. Bayek could put in enough pressure. He's trying to see if he can get the angle. Does get hit with a stun. Maybe looking for a bubble right now. Bayek does bubble. Did not trust damage from Arcath to just be not enough to take him out. Try to see if he catch up to Arcath, but he's unable to. So Bayek is going to have to get a reset and play super safe. Young kick from the session. That's unfortunate. Hopefully, well, somebody's going to have to play for two, essentially. Leo, Curdy, Axe, Bayek. You guys are going to have to play as a one-man army. You're down one man, unfortunately. Young could not make his way into the arena. Session timed out. Or kick from session. Not 100% what that means. But you guys are going to have to figure something out. And it's going to be Arcath. So far, it feels like Arcath has had a leg up onto Bayek the entire time. He's just going to try to see if he can maximize range. He knew that Bayek was going to come out with some shenanigans. There goes immunity. Arcath could bubble. There goes the bubble. He's just going to bubble while he's super high on health. And for Bayek, he's got cooldowns rolling. But those cooldowns are going to be wasted with that bubble up on Arcath. Now that both paladins got a bit of a reset. This is as much of a reset as any of them wanted. Shield dividends out for both of them. But Bayek is a little bit behind on health. Arcath is now a little bit down. Bayek is now back at about half his health. Gets in with a stun for Arcath. That's a full go. Does Bayek? Oh, he doesn't even have anything he could have done. I didn't realize Arcath was going to hit him that hard at the end. Just a quick old chopper at him. Damn. Did a lot of damage. Actually fantastic. Blind misses for Arcath, but he does not miss his Leo. Catching a full stun onto Arcath, who just trinketed. Quick Reaper Scythe taking him out with Rest in Hell gonna be up next as he got full imprison on the guy. Apparently I can't play today. Yeah, it's all good, man. All good, Bayek. All good. No, man. You know what I mean? It's a chess match, right? Whoever uses the stun, whoever uses immunity first, those things. I think that's what it comes down to, man. I think he might have crit at the end. I thought, like, with the Dawnlight build, usually it's a lot of sustained damage, not bursty damage. So I was actually surprised he got hit with that Templars that hard. You're good, man. You're good. Honestly. Plus, no matter what you're doing, can't win them all. No matter what it is, man. I learned my lesson. Can't win every single match, honestly. And that one is just one of those matches. A mess up for Leo really early. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can get those angles, but the Chain of Ice and the Roots out for Leo. Does end up stopping a lot of his go. Finally able to imprison Leo in place just to hold him for a second. Silence onto Rest in Hell. Able to fire fell lances to Leo. But it's going to be Leo going for a bit of a death pack just to give himself a little bit extra health to work with. So he's actually perfectly okay back behind the pillar. I like the little aura you got going on, by the way. That thing looks absolutely adorable. Also, they make fantastic aquatic mounts. So like if you're ever going to be in the water, otters are a great ground mount and are fast swimmers. So probably the best combo you can really get, honestly. Into a big old beam out for Rest in Hell. Does end up going for Darkness, but Leo's not going to rush at him. So that Darkness is going to get wasted. He was thinking it was going to be more of a defensive choice. Mass burst on Leo. Drop him to about half a health. Full burst, full damage, full scythe breath comes out for Leo. But Rest in Hell looks like he barely took any damage from that. It was full onslaught by the Death Knight. But Rest in Hell ignored it like it didn't even exist. Fear Albuquerque. Able to go for a Halo, able to go for a potential bit of damage. He wants to make sure he gets the most damage of the Rest of Hell. He's just going to go for full immunity. He's just going to drop a couple of sigils down, walk away from that rift. He's going to get a charge around the corner, catches a kick onto Curdy on Holy, I think. It's going to end up backflipping out of there, right out of that rift. It's a full eye just searing right through Curdy. PI is available for the priest, but that's all he's really got. And that's going to be Rest of Hell. I think potentially ripping the PI off of him, maybe. Definitely should. Because that's going to give you not only one euro of PI, but two soul fragments that you get to take off of Curdy as well, in order to give yourself a bit of healing. Curdy with yet another rift, getting caught in the interrupt onto Shadow, unfortunately. Rift is still in play though. Curdy trying to maximize whatever damage he's got, but it doesn't matter. Rest in Hell got so much blade damage that it doesn't even matter. Rest in Hell needs to use backflip. He might just need to use a backflip here versus Axe. He's trying to see if he can stay on top of the rogue as best as he can. Big sigil into a backflip, expecting the rogue to maybe go for a stun. Does end up getting hit with a cheap shot. It is very short, apparently. Hold on a second. Rest in Hell can fly up in the air. Might just want to. Axe with invasion. I-beam. Hold on. Wait. Rest in Hell. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, the damage. And is it full? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter if it's a full health. I think it resets itself back to full. I didn't realize it was going to go for 3 like that. Well done. That was amazing. Dampening, I guess, was not high. That was a pretty short match, I guess. But dampening was not high at all, so I gave him just enough healing. I was thinking he was gonna fly up any time, but nah, it was just like, you know what? I'm gonna fight this rogue. I'm gonna fight it out. Let's get another one going. Personnel and Leo, both let me know when you guys are ready. I'm gonna use that clip, man. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way. That was awesome. Need two more? Okay. I can see if I can. Are you listed in LOG anywhere? I could see if I can maybe ask. Dakom. Brass is in. Lasmushka is in. Did I ask Alex? I did ask Alex. Vladislav is Goeris is in already. Rest is in. Last one, I think. Okay, we'll give him a second. Right, ready? Ready? Like for what? Like for what? What do you mean? Did Axe switch over to a different character? Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. He swapped character. Whose team were you with? Was he with Johnny? Okay. I'll take you into Team Rest in Hell, I guess. Okay, beautiful. I was gonna tell him to pass lead, but I got him. Okay, we gotta get Axe over in this team, and I'll need a +1. And I'll need a +1 chat. Molten Core. 5V5 1v1 Duels, and Johnny's also listed the group up. So we'll need a +1 for both teams. Does Azure want to join, maybe? Okay, cool. So we need 1 over for the team Rest in Hell, which I'm in right now, and then we'll need 1 over for the team Johnny. I'll see if I can get anybody else on my VNet. Yo, Saya, if you want to join, man, after the Deep Hole Ravine. Is that okay. Who else can I invite? Did Guerrero just go offline? I think we lost Guerrero's, right? Unless he's swapping? Might be swapping. Where's Colbury, man? We were seeing Colbury here for a little bit. Showing up at least on the BNet. But I don't know if he is around tonight at all. I can see maybe Kudako wants to join in. Hey, Kudako, wanna join? Is that Guerrero's coming back in? It is Guerrero's coming back in. Okay, so we still need 1 more on this team. As Kodako. Maybe somebody could take Saya. And we'll need a +1. Yeah. Yeah, WC pre-patch was bad for strict leveling, but it came with Joyous Journeys. Oh, okay. Now we have a permanent world buff active on classic whilst leveling. Got it. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Okay. I see that. I see why it's good now. Okay. Is this me or is this guy just zooming? Is that, how is he moving so fast? Or is it just the animation of that? Hold on. Is it me or is this guy just zooming? Do these mounts always move this fast? Is this the normal mount speed? Feels like this dude is absolutely zooming around. Look at that. No, he's moving normal speed. I think it's just the animation maybe that looks so weird. It looks like surprisingly smooth. You see that? It's almost like it's got a walking cycle. It's like it's using a walk animation while he's moving. He's absolutely zooming. It's like so weird. Hawk looks like moves fast. Arena Pet maybe? Yeah, maybe. It looks like it's just a visual thing. My eyes are just like trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Alrighty. Let me double check if I saved these clips. Hopefully I did. So we still need one of us. Does Atha want to join on Cal's Flame? Nah, he's probably just leveling. Leveling? Not for Winter Grasp? Yo. Okay. So we still need one more on this team. I got nobody else on my bin yet. If you guys got any homies you want to invite, man, more than welcome to. If you guys got any friends you're gonna be like, yo, you want to join us? Definitely let them know. Because I got nobody, bro. I got nobody that I can invite right now. The best thing about Classic leveling 2, Fiery Weapon Skinning Knife, easy 1 of 10. Fiery Weapon Skinning Knife. Like, Fiery Weapon Enchant on the Skinning Knife? That's crazy. Mensa? Yeah, sure. That's a boomy. I'll take it. I'll take it. Beautiful. Okay, so this team is set. I'm gonna make a Rest in Hell lead. And they're ready. Johnny, how we looking? How we looking on that team? Yes, every class can use it. That's hilarious. That's funny. I guess technically, yeah, every class can use daggers back in Classic, didn't they? Is Fire Enchant even, like, expensive? Do you just go to the auction house and just buy it? Or, like, do you have to, like, create it, enchant it, and then send it? EDC, but we got 5? Okay. Double checking with Jay. Okay, we'll give young Jay a second. Jayhawk Wizard. We'll give him a second. Once he's back. He back? Yeah, he is back actually. Beautiful. We'll send it to a, I don't know, Dalaran tubers? Or no? On the target. Did I pass the lead to the right person? Rest in Hell. Rest in Hell. So I have him fine. Leo. Oh, he's on Leo Cake. Okay, yeah, that's why I'm doing it. That would do it. We just switch to Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy. Beautiful. There we are. Here we are. I do love the variety, man, of Leo getting not only in the DK, but also he plays a monk and the shaman, and the shaman actually pops off too. It's a non-soulbound item. You gotta send it around, so you'll need to buy it once. Really? So I guess you get the knife, you enchant it, and then you just send it to your ults after? That could work. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I always wondered, is that how you get those like 80% hasted rogue videos in shorts that were popping up like months ago? We did running around auto-attacking people to death as like a horde in like an alliance area. 30 is that, sorry? Oh good, all good. One sec, he's got a res. Yeah, as soon as he's res, let me know. I will get him, it will get you guys back in on that. Yeah, I just didn't realize it. That's how that works. If they're level 1s, yeah, level 10 to 20, you can enchant it yourself. Ah, okay. But I guess you'd want it for level 1 to 10. Are we looking at my DK? Sure. I hate being dampened above at SP, 4% reduction heal. Yeah, same, man. So my extra heals goes poison, like rogue, poison, or whatever class. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, Johnny. So Curtis is gonna switch over. Just list the group back up and find them in the same spot you found my group initially. Is it possible to start EU duels an hour earlier? Was it before for us? It would be great because unfortunately it's too late. Yes, I could. If you want me to start it an hour early, I can. Yes, I could totally do that. I didn't realize you want me to start early because normally, I mean, I've been starting at 3, but I can start at 2 if you want me to. Yeah, I can start it earlier for Fridays. I can. Not against it. So remind me about it next week and I'll just schedule the stream like an hour earlier. Because I'm assuming that's like a Russian time zone thing. We'll both make a skill and knife hit for 20 to 40 though, it's insane. And I guess you attack pretty quickly, so you just butchering people. That's super cool. Ready? Beautiful. I like how BNet, like, BattleNet chat said ready before the in-game chat did. Thanks is great. Okay. Yeah. Just remind me, like, DM me on, like, next week on, like, a Thursday or Wednesday and be like, yo, Dal, reminder, could you start the duels early for EU? That's it. And that'll just help me, like, just remember. But yeah, I'll definitely, if I remember to, I will try to start early. I'm not against it whatsoever. Because I'm pretty sure Kragar used to ask me to start like an hour early when he and his boys would join. So I could totally do that. It worked out for my schedule pretty well. It did mean I need to get a lot of work done super early, but then I was done really early, so I could just chill and play and work and stuff. So it worked out for me. I don't remember if I saved this. I don't remember what audio this is for. But now I have it. Alrighty. Back in here, boys. Switch. Got ourselves Goyers over the TM1 as a mages this time around. He's charging out, but I don't think he's going to be first up. Looks like it is going to be Rest in Hell versus Leo Cake, possibly. The Shaman versus the Demon Hunter. I feel like that's a matchup we don't really get to see that much over in the on the channel. He does end up cleaving both of his stun totems though. It is going to be Sigil of Misery onto Leo as he got himself all the pets, all the raptors, and is going to go for a raptor of his own, or ghostfulls rather, not raptors. Feral spirits, no feral spirits at the end of the day. Leo got himself the movement totem, should give him a lot of movement around the pillar to be able to weave in and out away from Rest in Hell. Is going to go for a quick sunder, lasso right after, freebie damage for him while locking down Rest in Hell, which is huge. For Rest in Hell, it's a lot of recovery that needs to be made, and he actually recovered a lot of health very, very quickly. Couple of soul fragments ripped out of Leo, and he's back up to full essentially. As long as Leo able to land those Maelstrom hits though, the big Tempest, he's going to be golden. Not only does it give him more healing, but also just plenty of damage as well. Rest in Hell charging in yet another blade dance. Leo trying to see if he can get himself some sort of a decent setup here versus Rest. And Rest in Hell, yet another blade dance, back flipping out of there for a second, charging back in with a fell blade right after. Leo backing up out of there completely. Rest in Hell landing a couple of huge hits. Sunder, totem, there goes the big ascendance into an prison. It's going to be tricking out for Leo. Got himself lots of healing. Stun totem onto Rest in Hell. He's still staying in the darkness, trying to see if he can use that to survive. Huge, a massive knockback for Leo. He's able to at least mostly avoid a good portion of the damage from Rest in Hell, but he's going to still be able to get that Sigil of Misery, Sigil of Spite, ripping all those fragments of the soul out, consuming them, slurping them up, getting a ton of healing, very rapidly recovering fully. It is going to be burrowed down. Leo trying to catch him, does not get to. Big Tempest, should be a huge heal on top of it as well, potentially a massive heal. Leo having to back up out of there. Still gonna go for massive hits. Doom winds are in. Big Tempest back to back. As long as he got the Tempest, he can heal. Big Hunt connects. Unfortunately, Leo may need to wall this right here. That's a lot of damage he's taking. Needs to go for a lot of self-healing. Wall right now. No, he's just choosing not to. He's choosing to hold on. What if that lands? I feel like that land should not have connected. That was definitely behind the pillar. That was some BS right there. Wall out for Leo. Sigil of Misery trades with the stun totem. Second stun totem is going to connect for Leo. That's an opportunity to at least get some healing, some damage. Big Tempest, massive heal. Rest in Hell still has plenty of health to work with. Big I-Beam does get to knock him back every single time. He got the stun and I-Beam to follow up. He's going to be able to punt him out of there. But Leo's under a ton of pressure still either way. Root Totem onto Rest in Hell. It's massive. Going to give him some distance from the Demon Hunter. With a full ascendance right after for Rest in Hell. As long as he's okay. Wait. Looks like Leo got a random proc of ascend, but it just didn't last long whatsoever. Couple of Tempests back to back and giving him lots of healing. As long as he's spending Maelstrom. One more heal. Oh my goodness, dude. The Tempests were flying. They were doing so good. Back to back Tempest procs were beautiful. But Rest in Hell looked like he tanked them with a blur and just didn't like flinch at it whatsoever. Lich Kings is gonna be up next. I like his whole mug. I like it. I feel like he's almost like Lich King Ner'zhul, right? Or he is the king of liches. There's a Lich King and there's Lich Kings, all the kings combined together. He got a lot of riders, so maybe all those are the kings of the liches all at once. Maybe. I'm just adding some lore to the guy. Rest in Hell is just dead. Hold on a second. These pets are murdering the guy. What just happened? The couple of riders snuck behind the Demon Hunter, even though like Lich was stunned. It didn't matter. They just clobbered him down. The pets are so good. Shiboshi is going to be up next, and he just clobbered the Lich Kings again. Oh my god. That was just some of the biggest bursts. Just like take one out and then take another out. Who is Big Timmy? Who is Big Timmy? That's a beautiful mount, but who the hell is Big Timmy, dude? Big Timmy got some big shoes to fill. Holy. What's up, Mike? How you doing, my man? It's been a good week. Hope everybody's doing better. Yay, Mike. How you doing, my guy? I noticed how the chat, it does like at the mic instead of like normally just not adding the at. For some reason, Nightbot is okay. Nightbot does not give it like any kind of at or whatever. It's so weird, man. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one, man. We're spending a lot of time on the beta, having a lot of fun with it. Frostmage, by the way, kinda golden, kinda good. Into a full karma, I'm talking the wrong person. Into full karma knockout on Shiboshi. Let's see how a bubble. He doesn't have a bubble anymore. Maybe Bob, he does use laying hands, but he's still taking a lot of damage. Big Timmy better have a big finish. Slice and wins. It doesn't connect. Jade Lightning actually zaps him down. What is that? Oh my, he's dead. Oh, Goeris does it. A Phoenix flaming him down. He's got the taser. I didn't realize he got the taser. The big taser from a distance. It was doing a lot of damage. Got himself a bit of that Ring of Frost versus Bike. Bike just gonna back up out of there. Big Timmy, dude. Big Timmy got did some big damage. What is that? I'm the fake Lich King from the App Store. I like it, man. I like your mog. You did big damage though too. That was fantastic. Blinded Guerreros trying to go for a breath that doesn't connect. Knock back on the Bayek. He's just gonna end up backing up out of there. Pyroblasts are doing quite chunky bit of damage to Bayek though. That is actually huge damage. Got himself a bit of an invis. Wreck, unfortunately, is going to get him out in the open. Bayek charging out at Guerreros. This could be an opportunity for Guerreros just to have a go. He got the Phoenix. Unfortunately, unless you can put Bayek in front of the Phoenix, yeah, the Phoenix is going to hurt more than the Mage, I think. That Phoenix actually is going to hurt more. Those meteors from Phoenix are massive. He's going to rush out, but that Phoenix, lost Barrage, breaking through the shield defenders. Bayek may be looking for a bubble here. Seeing a blockout for Guerreros. Actually, we can still get a bubble to go spell Warden. Guerreros needs to use everything he can just to live. He's got himself a bit of the cooldown reduction. Massive shields are available. But are those the, yeah, short-lived shields. Mass Poly? I don't think I've ever seen Mass Poly used like that before. That was awesome. Ring of Frost around him. But unfortunately, Bayek is not going to rush through it. So for Guerreros, he needs to find some mobility, man. He needs to find someone in order to deal with Bayek here for a bit. Got a couple Pyros, got himself the Altar, doing a bit of decent damage. He's definitely going to need to get the Combustion back up unavailable. He's still got Altar around the pillar. Yeah, he's going to reposition. I don't know if he was trying to juke out Bayek. Bayek is sitting down for Mage Foot, and so is Guerreros. Bayek feels like he's got an advantage on health. I'm not sure why Guerreros Dragon's Breath. Is it maybe just as a taunt? Is it going to spell Steal Hand or Freedom? No longer has a blink out on things, so he might be in a bit of trouble. Guerreros has himself maybe a shield. He needs another shield. Cauterize, he needs something to live this. He doesn't have a lot of health to work with. I think it's going to be a Battle Master Circuit just to give him more health to work with. He needs something, anything. A shield is huge. Combustion is available. He's just going to send Combustion. Does Bayek have enough to survive this? That's a lot of damage. Lay in hands. Bayek could have just died. If he did not lay in hands the way he did, he could have just been dead. And Mex, I'm going to call him Mex. Mexna? It's supposed to be Mexna? Mexna. Mexna. Mesna? Mesna? I don't even know. There's an H in there. The X is an H. M-A-H-S-N-A. I don't even... Mex. I'm going to call him Mex. Mex. I think it'll be fine. I'm going to treat it as an X, not as an H. It's an X. For an English speaker, it is an X. Mex is already taking big damage off of Bayek, though. Bayek getting some damage from Dryad, but looks like he barely touches him. He's going to be trinket out for the Druid. He's going to trinket, but then just walk away from Bayek. He's not going to rush him. He's taking a sweet, sweet time. And Bayek sitting down with that Mage Foot from Mex, catching up a lot of healing. He's going to be able to get himself a Rake Stealth. Does not get caught by the Rex. He's going to be able to get a Rake Opener. And maybe a Cyclone. No, just going to go with Pets. Quick damage. With a Dryad on top of it too. So he's got a lot of potential damage. Bayek is actually to be very careful. Those Pets are hurting a lot. Those Pets are not hitting you lightly. Stun on to Mex. Unfortunately, he's going to take a lot of damage. Searing Glare. He's got Heart of the Wild. He's going to go Heart of the Wild. Bear Form can freeze the region to heal up a little. He's got a lot of DR from this road as well. Knock back into Bayek for a second. Got himself another big burst potentially, but Bayek is able to hammer him from a distance. Unfortunately, does end up taking him out. with Nesmeshka being next up, and Bayek still has a bubble. Could just bubble her high. It's gonna wait. Bubbles it. Maybe has a go versus Nesmeshka. Nesmeshka with a meld. I don't know if he was able to meld a Hodge or anything. Is gonna catch him with the dots. Smoke bomb is not gonna stop Nesmeshka from taking damage. Unfortunately, stepping around while inside of the bomb. Bayek still able to keep that pressure rolling. Nesmeshka could go for a cloak. Might just have to here. Catches a re-stealth. A wreck unfortunately gets him out in the open. Hammers from a distance just keep on flying. Cheap shot onto Bayek. Shield defense is available. May just need to cloak it. That's a lot of damage you're going to be taking. You need some kind of defenses, otherwise you're just dead. Cloak for the blind, which is perfect. Bayek with a wall. Is that going to be enough? Disarm onto Bayek for a second. Vanish out for the Smeshka. And that's going to be a Bayek. This is going to go for a self-heal with a Wake of Ashes. Next kidney shot lock. Actually, no. Bayek has a trinket, so he's actually going to be okay. But next kidney shot lockdown could possibly put Bayek in a danger zone. The Smeshka also does have trinket as well as evasion. Kidney shot trinkets it. He's probably going to be trinket on Smeshka. Does trinket with a blind. He's just going to go for a reset. Okay. Probably just gonna wait out until like a dance is available so you can dance with Shadow Blades and everything. Bayek picking up the eye. Try to stay aggressive here. Picking up the eye super early should hopefully give him an opportunity to catch this Bushka. Just throw a judgment at him before he can land a sap or anything like that. Evasion out for the rogue. He does have blades. He does have dance. This could be the good go for him. This could be exactly what he needs here. Kidney shot. Bayek does not have an out here. Shield defense available last second. Nesmeshka trying to make sure the stuns are airtight. Wall is available. Shield defense last second. Stun him to Nesmeshka. Is this enough? Does Bayek end up taking him out? It could be anyone's game. Sipping up out for the rogue. It's just not going to be enough. And Bayek does land 3. Well done. Well done. Bayek. I love when I come into a wild finish. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. He's got us another one going. Rest in Hell and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are good to go. By the time I got my game back, yeah, man, you're good, you're good, you're good. Like I said, you can't win them all, but eventually you do land the wins, man. You can't win them all, but eventually you do. You know? Although, I feel like the duels right now, they're pretty fast-paced compared to the duels on the beta, dude. It feels like on the beta, players are living for a while, man, in a 1v1. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I think we are set for both teams. We'll send you guys into a Lord Aya run. I feel like I'm playing a Hexblade with that little dagger. Yeah. I mean, as a Warlock, you kind of are. You know, initially, they thought of Warlocks from WoW, kind of like Warlocks in D&D, where they were going to give them, like, their Eldritch Blast, essentially Shadow Bolt. That was going to be, like, your core big ability. You have demons that you summon. But you know, everything costs a lot of mana, so like Eldritch Blast, you're just not really spamming a lot of magic abilities all that crazily. But then they also gave them, like, they always gave them ability to wield one-handed swords. I think they wanted for them to also go into melee. Like, you run out of mana so early at level 1, you end up meleeing things, and I think they kind of wanted for Warlocks to be like tankier, clothy, and add some melees in here and there. Like, early version, but like, definitely not what Warlock is now. Hey, Dada, what's up, Christopher? Side to my man, Hexblade. Yeah, basically Hexblade, man. Basically Hexblade. Without, like, any mechanics to make it work. But how cool would it have been if that was a spec for Warlock, right? A melee Warlock spec that puts curses and attacks and, like, causes those curses to erupt. That shit would be sick. Would have been a hell of a spec, and instead we got Survival Hunter. Melee Survival. Dual wield, which doesn't even really work super well. Currently two-handed is really, really good. Unless they give it some scaling, which hopefully they will. Which. It's going to be Bayek first up. Who is it going to be up against? It's going to be against Goeris. Okay, bit of a rematch for Goeris. That's exactly what it needed. As long as Goeris can pull Bayek away from a pillar and then drop a Phoenix next to the guy and let that Phoenix turret blast him out, he's going to be golden. Bayek needs to be extra careful around the Phoenix and Goeris. There goes a combustion. Phoenix is in a good spot. Going for a blind. Trying to see if he can put pressure. He's not in a good spot. The Phoenix can keep attacking you. Oh, the Phoenix still got you numbered. You're dead. You're so dead to the Phoenix, bro. Oh, no. The Phoenix is so hard hitting. It's so hard hitting. It is crazy. Imagine if you could position the Phoenix as a mage and then you could have it blink so you could reposition it in PvP. That would be so sick, dude. Goeris trying to see if he gets some cast out. Bayek able to recover a lot of health. Block out for Goeris. Just trying to see if he can immune this a little bit. That would be sick. Dude, I think it would have been really, really sick. Maybe in the future they could do something like that, right? I feel like maybe Demonology Warlock with those pets, make those pets insta-cast summons and you go up in melee and stuff. It would have been awesome as well. Big blast out for Guerreros from a distance. It's going to be a lot of damage off for Bayek though. I don't really know what you can do in that situation. Got himself dots and everything, cauterize. Got himself a bit of that shielding. Massive shielding is going to give him a little bit of survivability. Trinket for Bayek, I'm not sure exact. I think he was trying to pre-trinket a poly. Ice wall? Oh, hold on a second. Is it airtight? Can he get through? Try to see if he can hop the border. He's actually barred. He's actually, he got deported. Deported out from the intro, and he's decided he was eating his stew, eating his food. Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah, that is hilarious, man. Actually so funny. We have a fantastical duel of a fiery magus as well as a retribution paladin of justice and holy light, and then all of a sudden you literally just deport him from behind the pillar. Walls work apparently. Max doesn't have taken him out. The Pally did use, actually it looks like Pally got locked out on holy and bubble didn't work. Misclick? Oh good, oh good. Oh good, oh good, oh good. Oh god, it does give Max an opportunity to duel more than one person. Is it going to be Lich Kings? All the kings? The big king? The one king to rule them all? I like the shoulder thing you did, how they're different looking. I do hate how they're like different material, like the different metals. They're just a little bit like, I like the aesthetic. I just wish the metals were more, I wish you could change the look of the metals, I guess. Right, dye your armor so you can choose the material of dye. That'd be sick. So you could like match a little better. There's gonna be a lot of damage on the Max who just got himself bear form. He's literally no longer a boomkin. I'm just a bear. He's just a bear. Just a normal bear. Silence on the Lich Kings actually does stop some of his casts from happening. Is gonna go for Sorcerer. His back to back. Keeps locking him out. His silences the grip. It does end up getting himself last swipe. That army of the undead. That's a lot of damage. Lots of damage. Lots of pressure. Is it giving us Smushka? It is a Smushka. He's giving you a chance. He's giving you an honorable match. He could have attacked you. He could have stopped it. Could have thrown a distract. He's letting you recover. So it's got to be a proper honorable match. You know what I mean? Hi, people. What's up, Adam? How you doing, man? This is Darova. Gonna be the rogue immediately. Shadow Blades. Flagellation. You're not going to miss Flagellation next patch, by the way. That button, it does not necessary, and it's so good. It feels good to play without it. Disarmament to Lich Kings. He's still going to take a lot of damage out for the Smushka. It does go for Death Pact. Blind out for the Rogue. Actually, Trinket out for the Rogue as well. Lich Kings trying to see if he can carve some Death Strikes off of him, but he just cannot. There's only so much you can really do in that situation. Young Jay is going to be up next. Got himself his rug. And the Smushka got himself. Still Disease is doing some damage to him, but Young is giving him a chance to actually catch a full reset. I like that. The proper honorable match. And he's even sitting down for a second. I was expecting for you to start scooting around. I think it was trying to. Cheap shot by the Rogue. Back-to-back stuns. Ultra time is available. Oh no, actually, yeah, it is ultra time is available for the Mage. And this for Young really early. Got himself shields. Gonna be the Rogue trying to see if he can make himself a play. Step on that ultra is huge. So he's got himself lots of damage, but goes for a quick stealth immediately. I think it was a vanish, right? It does eat a blizzard, unfortunately, so it's not going to be in a great spot. He's getting caught out in the open. Smoke bomb helping him find some cover, but the roots constantly hitting him. Brad to follow, Poly right after. No more Trinket. I think Young just might be able to collapse everything on the Young. Huge procs, huge crits. Oh my god. Absolutely froze him and then shattered him to bits. Beautiful, man. Beautiful looking bonus, man. That is so good. It is a lot of damage. I think it's going to hit even harder in Midnight Dawn. Oh, wait, actually. Well, you're going to have to... You're not going to be able to drop a Meteor while you're Ray of Frosting, unfortunately. You want to Ray, then Meteor. So your burst will be a little different, but you still might be able to do some damage. Either way, Poly out for Young. Try to see if you can get a CC set up on the rest of the health. Will not be able to go for the same stunt, but he's going to go for this Shadow combo with a Blizzard and a Meteor. Red's now with a Blur, and even using Blade Dance to give himself a small shielding to prevent some of that damage. Blade Dance used to have a dodge mechanic, but now it's just a shielding mechanic. Might be a blow. Never mind. I was going to say might be a block out of the mage, but then immediately erupted. Leo catches a full wound onto Rest in Hell with the capacity tournament next to him. Full ascent, full stun, but an imprison stops him. He's floating, but he just can't do much. Rest in Hell dropping out of darkness. That is actually doing some value for him. It is absorbing a lot of those wind strikes out from Leo. It is actually doing a huge amount of healing for Rest in Hell. Just immuning a lot of that damage. Is going to be a stone down onto Leo. Got himself a bit of that lasso, but Leo takes huge hits after hits. Is going to be burning down for a second. Rest in Hell taking out the totems. He's just hitting anything he can just to catch up whatever leech healing is possible. Leo bunkering down with a bulwark totem. Maybe looking for a wall here as well. Does pick up a lot of healing here. There goes the wall. Rest in Hell still got metamorphosis available. Dropping down. Lances down below onto Leo. I don't even know if he has... How do you have line of sight? That line of sight! How did you survive? He's just spamming those heals back to back. Root totem does catch Rest in Hell for a second. You need to get a lightning bolt maelstrom in order to get big heals. You need those maelstrom hits. Got himself that ranged lightning bolt. Just needs a heal to follow up. Knock back until the Rest in Hell for a second. Yet another lightning bolt. Heals. Looks like barely did anything. It's like his health did not even go up. He got another one. Healing, but he's just barely doing much. Those heals are not critting. They're not getting the value that they're supposed to be, unfortunately. Still got a lot of damage. Rest in Hell could be in trouble. Got himself an immunity. That is a lot of damage out for Leo. Lots of back-to-back Tempest, but he's got himself a full immune. What are these Tempests? He's just slamming them back-to-back. Oh, Rest in Hell does survive it, though narrowly. Yo, Timmy, do you give him a chance? Do you give him an honorable duel, or do you rush him? Looks like Timmy is giving him a second. Is he going to charge him? Rest in Hell is going to be in trouble. Touch of Death? He's going to touch of Death range. Sigil of Misery? Oh, this image is still attacking you quite a bit. You are picking up whatever healing you can. Trying to see if you could rush out. Then crash back in. It's Touch of Death, yeah. There's only so much you could do. Bro, that was crazy. Leo, if you did not have another ward, your Tempest after Tempest after Tempest after Tempest procs would have been amazing, dude. That would have nailed anybody. Anybody else, that would have been dead. Like, a while ago. It's going to be immediate combo for Timmy, who's having to play super defensive versus Shaboshi and Lexup. Try to see if he can maximize that damage. Big zap! Oh my god! Yo, Timmy's spooky? Look at him! Those eyes of a menace. Paladin bopped too. He pressed bop and walked away. And he just zapped him. That line of sight was BS. Oh, was there a lot of line of sight? Yeah. Yeah, definitely quite a bit there. Now, what was that zap? That was crazy. I actually just see that again. Is that the capacitor? I guess he built it up from the Demon Hunter. It just, you know, Rest in Hell. Let me know when you're good. Leo says his team is ready to go. Oh, we need a couple more maybe. Yes, Norsky invited me. Okay, so we lost Rest in Hell. So we'll need to get somebody else. If you guys want to join, you're more than welcome to. The groups are going to be listed under Molten Core. Molten Core. Here we go. GG's, GG's. Alrighty, let's see if we can get ourselves maybe one more in here. Is there anybody else on my reality? I'm gonna see if Saba wants to join in. Let's see if Saba wants to come out and play. Maz? Okay, well, we got Maz in here. We could grab him. I might just have to grab Maz. Yeah, let's grab Maz. Let's grab Maz. He signed up. I don't wanna tell him no. Okay, so Kimpachi just logged on from work. Oh, this guy I think is trying to actually join Molten Core. He said, "Greetings everyone, thanks so much for the kind accept. Would you please sum me?"
We are not alone. They are among us. As the skies light up, they believe we are blissfully unaware. But this activity by non-human extraterrestrials
What was I trying to say to Kenpachi? Yeah, so I don't think this guy is actually here for those. I think he's actually trying to run Molten Core. That's not gonna work. Sorry, friend. Unfortunately, I will remove you. I am sorry. Who else can I invite, man? Asaba just came from work, so he's just getting his bearings together. Does Saya? Does Saya want to join? AC? Man, we haven't had AC join these in so long, man. I keep inviting him, but he doesn't say anything. He just does his own thing. Ah. Okay, Johnny is ready, so let's do one more. Got a spot if you wanna play. Okay, I'm gonna let Saya know. We're bringing Saya in, boys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The buffer burner runs out on resets I have this weekend. Really? I thought the buff was just gonna last for like a month or something. That's weird. Or is it supposed to be like an equivalent to the anniversary buff for Classic? Is that what that's supposed to be? Doesn't anniversary last for like 2 weeks or something? Pretty sure, right? Got balloons, and the balloons are heading into like December. So Tuesday being the new patch update. It's like 2 weeks. Classic anniversary buff apparently. I mean, it's cool, but I thought it was gonna last the same duration as the retail one. But okay, that works. Alrighty. At the, what is it? At the Mornia Monka Kopejki Damaja Strachabilla Russian. Oh, okay. Yeah, Miss Merskis talked to him. I was gonna try to switch over to a Russian keyboard and like explain to him what that lightning was. It's like, what is that lightning? It hits for like nothing. Why did it hit so hard? And then he's like, what lightning you're talking about? We'll send you guys into a Tiger's Peak. I think we've played all the arenas so far. Wait, yeah, I need, not Rosenthal, I need this Smurshka. NSMSHK. Beautiful. Nice. Here we are, boys. It doesn't run out. It does run out, then if it doesn't run out, then very fun. I'll continue leveling my sword warlock. Otherwise, it's just a hard swap to wand. I guess, yeah. I guess so. But I can see why they added the buff. Like killing stuff is going to be quicker, then questing is going to be quicker. I feel like it does fit more of a classic like feel to add like a raid buff that everybody gets permanently. Then like adding like a 10% more XP gain. You know, it feels more classic. Eventually you do Blade's Edge Arena, you know it, I know it, everyone knows it. I forgot about Blade's Edge actually. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Well, now I feel like I could do like a pull of Star Wars movies, like the new ones, and do, I'm just gonna subvert expectations because that is artistic. Pull of Ryan Johnson. It's some, you know, I learned from the best hacks in the world. You know what I mean? Twitch. Got ourselves. Guerrero's over for the team 1. Is he first up? No, it looks like it's going to be Shaboshi. I was hoping maybe it would be Shaboshi and Big Timmy. Bit of a rematch between those two would have been awesome to see. Lich Kings, however, is going to be first up. The Paladin versus Death Knight duel. That is so classic. Big fan of it. Blind immediately by the Death Knight. This is going to be Paladin with a, I think went for a HOD, but AMS said silence to follow. Maybe looking for a bubble. Stun the entire army of undead. Bubble super early for Lich King. Just trying to see if he can waddle out of it. Dome down should help him survive this. The army is still in play for Safoshi. There's only so much you can do. If you group him back out there, not let him go behind the pillar, that's going to be huge. Lich King stealing the bubble. No, oh, that's so good. You have to win now. dodging the blind, which is huge. Short stun on Shiboshi. Does he have any outs? Lay on hands. Lich King needs everything to survive, dude. He's pulled off everything. A stun, does have an out. AMS right after. Shiboshi does not have that much health to work with unless he could heal up right now. Lay on hands was used. Maybe Spell Warden. Maybe he can wait long enough for Spell Warden to be active. Lich Kings, I don't know what he can really do against the Paladino. Trying to keep the pressure. Just sees a couple more hits, couple more shadows. Oh, he does pull it off. I feel like that would have been so sad if we watched a Death Knight spell steal bubble and then not win. That would have been so sad to me, man. Max is going to be up next. Given Lich King's an honor duel here, he could have rushed him. He could have charged him. It's given him opportunity to heal up a little bit as he's eating that mana food. Or mage food? Mana food? Mage food? Either or? Maybe? Max is able to at least get some dots around the corner at the very least. And I like how the dots are actually starting to do a little bit of damage. Just like a pinch of damage. I am hoping that the dot build that Boomy's technical could play into in Midnight, because they added a lot of talents and they buffed the hell out of those abilities too. I'm hoping this like sustained dot build is going to be someone that's usable, at least in PvP. I think that would help them out a ton. You know, like put dots on everybody, watch people melt, couple of starfalls, shooting stars from the sky, things like that. It'd be so good looking, man. No good, no good. Second best arena, no good, dude. We haven't done no good in a while. It's just way too big. As an arena, it's way too big. It's good for solos. Like, it's perfectly fine for solo shuffles. Not everyone's favorite, but it's, like, perfectly fine. It's a big enough space. Yeah, no good, no good. Man, I feel like the whole expansion of Dragonflight definitely did not... Like, a lot of people did not give it a chance, but, like, man, it was actually not that bad when you look back at it. I feel like a Dragonflight remix would actually not be the worst experience. I feel like they had a lot of collectibles for people to obtain. Trick it out for Max, dropping down a solar beam, but it may not be enough. Just rotted and Lich Kings with a full army of undead. Wait until the A-bomb is back, army's back, and just rush them down. Man, that is a lot of pressure. That is a lot of damage. And Goeris is a fire mage trying to see if he can get himself an angle. Death and Decays are down either side. Unfortunately, Goeris is going straight down the middle. Is he gonna go? Breath opener. Meteor insta. Walking out of it. Lich Kings does take a bit of damage from the meteor either way. I'm just trying to see if he can find himself a bit of an angle here. Silence out to Goeris. He does trickle out of it. Combustion was used. Did it not have the Phoenix present for the combustion? Or did Lich Kings just live it? Or you're playing... You're Frostfire, aren't you? I think that's why he's meteoring him, right? It's gotta be Frostfire. Yeah, no, there's some Frostfire procs, as you can see. Mix of blue and red. Yep, dropping down the big Frostfire, what is it, Comet Storm, together with a Meteor. MS up for Lich King should give him a little bit of survivability. Deathpack was also used, interrupting the cooldown reduction for Goeris. Does eat a breath either way. Goeris unfortunately breaking his own breath. Does not follow up as they see. Big proc on the Lich Kings. Is he just dead? He is dead to the dots behind the pillar. For Goeris, I feel like going for Frostfire with all this instance was a good move. That was a really good move for him overall. Big Timmy, unfortunately, is up next. I want to see this guy walk in and do a zap thing again. That zap was kind of brutal looking. That zap was huge. Doing a solo shuffle is not good ages ago. Frustrating with LOS, it's a pain. It definitely does have a different form of LOS. I feel like for group gameplay and like for healers, depending where the DPS are positioned, it can be a decent enough arena, right? It's big enough. Like Toblerone is also pretty nice. That gives some casters an opportunity to kite. But yeah, the line of sights with a pillar down the middle, with a wall down the middle, it is definitely weird. It makes it a little bit more like unique in terms of how you position it around it. Big zap out for the, oh my god, the taser, but he's just dead either way. Timmy is dead. Goeris survived it barely. He did hit him with incap. I think he actually took the damage of a cauterize, but that incap might have removed the cauterize, like the damage component. And Goeris is alive. If you go behind the pillar or go behind like a corner, young Jay will not be able to find you immediately. You might be able to sit down for some food. Yeah, Sai is standing on top of you. Ice wall, food. Young Jay, unless you go in there to break that wall instantly, Goeris might be able to catch up a little bit of healing. Yeah, he's going for a bit of that healing. Look at that healing, dude. The wall is keeping him alive. And now he's ready to go. Now he's ready to go. Young Jay spell stealing as many buffs as possible from him. Goeris also spell stealing as many buffs as he can. Does go for an interrupt onto the poly, sending some damage. Ray of Frost, unless you can interrupt it, you kind of gotta take a bit of that damage though. Not the most amount of damage, not the biggest shatters or anything, but it is still a decent bit. Does it a blinking around the corner with shifting power out for Young. Guerrero's got to reposition. He's still got a water ally just harassing him. Shifting power does get interrupted, unfortunately, for Guerrero's. Does he have anything? Trinkets a breath onto Young. As Young does go for a breath. Trinket it! Oh, trying to see if he can land maybe an interrupt, but I don't know if he had an interrupt available. Yeah, so it's going to be at least an opportunity for Guerrero's to have a go. Does have some big combust, big damage. Young tried to see if he can invis this out. Guerrero's just needs a little bit more output with the Pyroblast, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much. He doesn't really have an angle in a lot of cases, which just make things tough. Young Jay still got... Oh, there goes the wall. There goes the wall again. Can you get around it? No! The wall is like big enough of a hitbox that actually makes it hard for you to get around it, but the Meteor is going to crash down into Guerrero's either way. Flurries it down for Young. That wall is actually, I think, playing against him here a little bit. It's going to end up blinking in. Quick breath to follow. Meteor right after. Is it going to be enough damage? Young blinking away from it. Guerrero's got himself mass shield. And Young with the immediate poly. Frostbound to follow. Is trying to see if he can land a stun. Are there blinks available for Guerrero's? No, it is over. Taking him out with Young. Taking one more down. Guerrero's pulled off 2 kills there. That was really good. I honestly thought against the Monk when you got the chain zap going, the Jade Lightning zap, I thought that was going to be it for him. But no. I thought that's where the mage was going to go, but he added just enough damage for the Monk. Just enough damage. And it just melted. I think it just mastery built up maybe? Possibly. I need to look back, but he melted. I just don't know how he took so much damage there in such a short moment. The Holy Saya does end up getting knocked back in a poly for Young. He got himself a bit of that all the time. Not all the time. Shifting power in order to get some cooldown reduction. It's going to be weird watching mages not play shifting power because he can't. He'll ruin it in midnight. But a lot of the cooldowns have been reduced drastically for them. Like combustion is like a minute or something. Kind of crazy. Young could be under a lot of trouble here. Does go for a quick block, and Saya still got so many hammers flying and 40% dampening. You're barely gonna get much healing, Young. I think the best Young can do in this situation is maybe try to go for a burst onto Saya. Breath does not connect. Saya just has the dots rolling onto Young. Maybe he could cold snap, get himself another shield as the first one gets burned by the Dawn Light. Does get himself a second one. He might just have to have a go versus Saya. Oh, never mind. I don't know if that can happen. Maybe if Breath was coming back up. But like that's the only thing you could do is maybe like go lock him down, pop all your cooldowns. Maybe Saya presses bubble. And then maybe like whoever's next might have a chance against Saya, but who knows. Leo, this is your chance though. This is your chance. We've seen shamans beat paladins in the past. Sabo was particularly the shaman that did the beating versus the paladins. So this is your chance, you man. This is your opportunity. You just gotta heal. Just gotta do more healing than they do. Sometimes it's very, very hard. But shamans can do a lot of healing as long as you're spending in a maelstrom. Spending and then spending some more. Basically. What's up, Andy? How you doing, my man? Shield evaded's up for Saya. Got himself the big pop onto Leo. Might be looking for a wall here, Leo, with a bulwark. That he's feeling that bulwark is going to be enough for generic now for Saya. You just go for as much suffering as possible. Don't burn through too much mana. Burning through a lot of mana. Because that mana could be used more effectively with Maelstroms building and spending. Huge knockback onto Saya. Does send him flying with the roof from a distance. Got himself that ascend, but unless you have that line of sight. Is that a random proc of ascend? Or is that like an actual ascend? I think it might be actual ascend. He's trying to go for a storm wind strike. He's trying to land a wind strike or two. But he just can't do much. Consecration does just enough damage to be able to take down his bulwark shield. Does get a Tempest, huge shield to follow. Does have a wall, and this is where Saya I don't think is going to run out. He's going to wait until the wall's gone and then go in when the damage is fully maximized. He's not going to just charge, but he's going to kind of use that line of sight to close the gap a little bit. Dodging the totem, dodging the second one. Leo tried to see if he can back up out of there. Root totem onto him. No grounding totem for Leo. He might just have to go burrow underground pre-stun. Maybe. Lasso before he connects. Maybe just burrow. No. It's a full stun. And Saya's keeping his distance. He knows that Leo's going to want to go for a knockback. But he knows that he can live it as long as he's just a bit of a distance. He's just not going to have to deal with it whatsoever. Bayek is the last left over the team too. He's got to find a way through Saya. Saya still has Avery immunity available, so Saya did not have to use a lot. The only thing Saya is missing is a trinket, but having a bubble, lay on hands, spell warden is going to be down for Bayek to find a way to bring victory for his team and stop the reign of Saya if he can. These two usually are pretty evenly matched when it comes to just dueling one another. So it's definitely going to be rough for either one of them. Saya just keeping the damage from a distance as much as possible. Does bubble this out super early. Try to see if he can force pressure onto Bayek. And Bayek with a spell warden to Saya with a bubble. Bayek with a spell warden. Saya just looking to survive this and just try to see if he can recuperate some healing, any kind of healing. Stun onto Bayek is actually going to be massive amounts of damage. He's got a few good hits. Maybe Wake of Ashes around the corner. Get a Dawnlight rolling in. He's got the advantage in health. And Bayek has a bubble. Saya can't go for Spell Warden of his own now. So might just want to actually. He might just want to Spell Warden and see if he can get something in a Bayek. Unfortunately, Hodges are going to be Saya's worst enemy. He can't break out of stuns easily. He just cannot. Saya needs something. Big lay on hands. Try to see if he can force something out of Bayek. Bayek maybe with the lay on hands of his own. Potentially stunned him. There goes the bubble. Holy, Saya does not have any health, unfortunately. So Bayek does end up winning that one. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I feel like Bayek countered the bubble with a spell burden of his own, not losing health. And Saya went for a lay on hands, but then just got, his health just crumbled. I guess Bayek just kept the pressure rolling, kept staying super offensive. That's exactly what he needed. Bayek still has a bubble in case he needs it though. So he's okay right now. Cheap shot. Bayek, maybe a bubble. Bubble. Zberska can vanish out. He can bail. Smoke bomb. Cloak of Shadows does not get used. Maybe Cloak and Shadow Meld. He's trying to see if he can stay away from Bayek using that smoke bomb to create line of sight. Searing Glare. The Rogue has an out. The Rogue has a go. Just doesn't have much ways to heal right now. That's like the only thing that's missing for him at the moment. Does try to re-stealth. Does catch a re-stealth, but the dot's keeping him out in the open. As long as the Rogue does not... I guess he does have a trinket, so even a stun wouldn't be the worst for him. Bayek, I think, might just be down. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can do. Maybe Shield of Vengeance last second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Zberska, he knew. It's a Rogue victory at that point. Guerrero's picking up too. Lots of damage. Holy Saya also picking up too. Lich King's also doing really good damage, man. Well done. I think everybody got a chance to play there. Only Zberska got basically to pick off leftovers that is Bayek at the end with like no cooldowns. Only bubble left. But otherwise, he's okay. Otherwise, he did really, really well. Got us another going here, boys, yeah? Nasmirska and Leo, let me know when you guys are good to go, when teams are all ready. We'll set it again. Nasmirska is ready. And then Leo will be the other guy. Let me know when you're good to go. About time a mage got knocked down from a defensive demigod. Mages? Yeah. Yeah, remember how they were like super unkillable back in like, I feel like BFA? Because they have like those shields that would give them healing. Was it BFA or was it Shadowlands actually? It might have been Shadowlands. But they had like that legendary where it would pop a shield that would give them 3. And then for every shield that got like absorbed damage, it would heal them. And they were basically running around unkillable. Then they would block and they would get like a full heal while in block. It was like not, what's it? Oh, that was not... What am I trying to say? A block that was not reduced by dampening. So like they got full heal every single time. It was crazy, man. Crazy. And then they also went Night Phase, so they got that huge mobility as Night Phase. And they had that cheat death mechanic too. Kind of nuts, honestly. It was really difficult to make that cheat death really work super well, because like if you're gonna die, they're probably gonna just gotta kill that pod. But for a bit there was like no health bar above the pod. It was like really sky high, so nobody could see it. So you really need to like hard target it to see what the hell's going on. That was rough. Johnny, oh, do we have bodies or are we looking? Ready? Beautiful. Let's send you guys into a... Let's do it. Let's do the one arena that you guys know is going to happen. The one arena. You thought it was Blade's Edge for a second, didn't you? At least Chris probably thought like, oh, maybe Blade's Edge? Nah. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do some clean games here. Enjoyed these duels a lot, by the way, boys. Also, chat, while I have you here, I am going to be posting on Discord for any of you EU homies to like let me know if you have beta, and we might be able to bring 5V5 1v1 DUELS over in the beta as well. I think that'd be really fun. I think that'd be awesome. If we can get ourselves a 5-man group on the beta, I think we could gather 5 more people for another group. for duels. It's 16 gold for fire weapon. That's like less than 1 run per Zul for Rack and a Mage. Oh, that's cool. That's not bad actually. I'll love to watch beta duels. I think it would be fun to experience it just because the game changed so crazily. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get some of you guys, like, find out who has the beta. If enough of you have it and enough of you are down to join, we could definitely do some duels in the beta. That'd be fun. Which got ourselves on the Smeshka first up versus Leo, walking into Death and Decay. However, that doesn't catch him out of stealth. I'm actually surprised why. Is it just Death and Decay line of sight kind of bugginess? It's going to be some burst out for Leo though immediately, and the Smeshka backing up out of there. All the riders are charging at him. Look at him go. He's actually taking a decent bit of damage from them. Disarm onto Leo. He's still got burst either way. As long as he can cast Howling Blast and use Rhyme Procs, he's going to be able to keep that breath going. And Smeshka should be still dotted. He's still got diseases on him. The disease of undeath from Whiteman is definitely still rocking him. He is going to end up mounting up, trying to see if he can catch him around the corner. Death and Decay. No, did not trust the Death and Decay. Oh, he did drop one over to the right, but not one to the left. It's going to be Human Racial out for Leo. Breaking out of Rogue Stun. Avoiding that secret technique. Cleave burst out on Nasbushka as well. Hitting him with a quick blind. It just kind of trying to keep him out in the open. Is going to sacrifice the Ghoul, which is going to do some damage to Nasbushka. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of... I'm just kind of... I forgot, I guess, that the Ghoul explosion actually does a little bit of damage. It's not a lot, but it's like a little bit of health damage from Nasbushka. Just a little bit of health damage. You know what I mean? It is going to be a cheap shot onto Leo. Unfortunately, he's just going to have to wait this out for a little bit. Stuns are huge for Nasbushka. That lockdown, Death Knight can't really do anything about it. Once they're out of a Human Racial or a Trinket and out of IBF, they're just basically, they're pretty squishy. They are actually very squishy. So when you get them locked down in a stun and they don't have a defensive rolling, it is going to be tough. Nasbushka just needs to wait until stuns are back. He just needs to survive. That cheap shot is going to do it. I think he vanished for that. Maybe. Cloak of Shadows is keeping him alive here just a little bit longer. Gripped by the Death Knight with the Chain of Ice immediately. Trying not to let the rope go anywhere. Stun. Super short. Super DR'd. Nasbushka has no health, and Leo is going to be able to take him out with a couple of obliterates. Goeris immediately popping that combustion. That Phoenix is going to do some damage, or at least it's tempted to. That Phoenix is trying to hit Leo. It can't really hit him. One barrage. That's connect. One barrage connects, and also those meteor shower flying down. Oh, he is alive still. He is alive and kicking with a death pack. Got himself the AMS around the corner. Trying not to mess around with the mage as best as possible. Goeris with the shifting power. Gonna end up gripping it. Try to land a kick on it. Does not get to. And Goeris actually got Leo in a spot where he can't keep walking. That Ring of Frost actually stopping him. Got a couple of death strikes. Gonna go first low into Goeris. Just looking for a bit of that heal. Pyroblast back at Goeris though. That is pretty cool looking. It's kind of sick how Death Knights can spell steal spells from other enemies. Definitely seen some cool stuff with the bubbles and spell wardens from Palos, but like from a mage, I think it's cool when the spell steal blink AMS to cover himself for that breath. Ultimate available for Goeris. He's got a bit of shields. He could always alter to get just a little bit of more health, just a smidge more health. But there goes a cauterize. I don't know if he could do much against it. Ice blocking it, and Leo's just gonna end up backing up out of there completely. That is good for Leo. He needs to back up. He has to back up out of there. Goeris got himself a little bit of health, a little bit of recovery. Combustion coming back on though, so maybe if you can get Leo out in the open, away from any pillars, right? With the Phoenix, you could potentially do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the pillars are pretty even Stevens in this arena. They're evenly spaced away from each other. Maybe the ones by like the doors are a little closer together, the ones further out. Yeah, they're closer together. They're not a bit closer together. Silence to the Goeris. He can't do anything. He can't play the game. Insert's over. Before he even was able to press combustion, Leo was able to rock him with all the riders joining in. Just a full stun into a silence, not letting him play the game at all. And trying to see if he can pick up some food. Question is, does Shiboshi give him an honor duel? Does he give him a chance to honorably duel? He'll see Leo eating, and he has a choice. He wants to honor duel. He wants to honor duel him. He's gonna go for a nice little bow. I like how your weapon is out, by the way. It looks cool. I hate how like the humans like will wipe their brow with their hand while they're on the mount, so it looks like you're stabbing yourself with a weapon, but it looks cool as hell. Look at that. I think it looks sick. Look at that. He did that hand brow wipe, and he just stabbed himself in the eyeball. Got himself full wake of ashes ready to go, but Leo avoiding it completely. He's just gonna run away. Run away. Does hit a stun with a blind. That's a huge trade. Leo can potentially try to see if he can spell steal out of Shiboshi. Next time he goes in for burst, I definitely want to try to spell steal anything he can from Shiboshi. Definitely, definitely. He does spell steal something. I'm not sure what. Is it a Shield of Vengeance? Is it maybe a self-heal? Leon hands out for Shiboshi really, really early. Leo is trying to see if he can back behind the pillar. Looks like the Dawnlight is hurting him. So I don't know what spell he was able to yoink from the Paladin. Whatever it was good. Whatever it was, I don't think it was that great. Otherwise, I think he would have some use out of it. Maybe it was a Judgment. Because that's technically a spell. Trinket out for Leo. Does have some the AMS. Is gonna have to wait until he has a lot of cooldowns. He got the Riders available. He's got Pillar of Frost available. He's got even Silence available. So you could drop down all that burst onto Shiboshi. Riders. Full burst. He's gonna try to spell steal something. He stole a Spell Warden. So now he could go for Spell Warden. So now that Shiboshi's probably going to bubble and Leo could counter him with the Spell Warden. There goes the Spell Warden. He can't stop him. Try to see if he can get a bubble at him right now. Does get a bubble. Spell Warden and bubble last about the same. So he's got himself full immunity. While the bubble's active, Leo still got the full-on immunity. So now the duel is a bit more even. AMS trying to see goes around the band, trying to see if he can avoid a Hodge as soon as possible. IBF is available. Gripping him and trying to see if he can spell steal something. Spell steal the Hodge. You can't stop this. Spell steal the Hodge is beautiful. Does he have anything left? Shiboshi with a Shield of Vengeance. Leo does have a Death Pact. Might just have to use Death Pact and just try to see if he can end this. Or maybe he's going to wait until AMS is available. Death Pact waiting out the Necrotics until he can actually heal. Probably has AMS coming up very, very soon. Could possibly spell steal another Hodge away from Shiboshi. But that's about all he can do is hopefully AMS and spell steal a Hodge. Does he have a Hodge available? Blind? Oh, it doesn't matter. Leo spell stole it. AMS, keep it uncovered. Landing that cleave. Beautiful. Spell steal circle. Yeah, Dark Simulacrum. Which I just call spell steal. I call it spell steal. Technically, mages are the ones that have a spell steal that steals buffs, right? But, like, Death Knight spell steal, I feel like is much more of a spell steal. It doesn't actually steal it. Like, the enemy has to use it, and then you get to copy it. I think it used to be like it would, I think way back in the day when they initially added it to maybe Wrath, it would actually steal it, right? It would block the next spell from being cast and actually give it to Death Knight to use within like a few seconds or whatever. So I think it could stop a Paladin from bubbling. Like they'll press bubble and nothing happened. And then now the DK can use bubble. I could be wrong. I don't even know if they added it in Wrath. Maybe it was a Cataclysm thing. But I think it used to stop a spell cast. But I think they made sure it was limited what spells you could steal. It's still cool as hell. My favorite. Big damage of Saya. Maybe looking for bubble. There goes the bubble. I don't know if you spell steal bubble from Saya. Unless you just hit us with a random bubble out of nowhere. Yeah, Leo, all he can do is heal himself. I think he was able to spell steal maybe like Eternal Flame to heal himself, but that's about it. At 38% dampening, unfortunately, though, there's not much you could do. Saya burned Bob and Bubble and everything? Oh, Saya is so dead. Leo in hands. Curdy still could take him out. Curdy not trinketing this. Curdy ain't gonna trinket, no nothing. Curdy just need to catch up and hit him with a fear or a silence. That would do it. Saya is still melting. Like Dawnlight and Eternal Flame are barely keeping him alive. Darksin, Kim, and Kata. Okay. I knew that was one of the earlier expansions. I thought maybe Wrath, but definitely I know it was in Kata. Because I played back in Kata. Void Torrent, Silence of the Saya, Full Void Volley, DPs. That rift is growing large and in charge. And that's a full... Oh my god. That explosion just did the rest of the health bar in. You gotta love the animation of the Xander death animation. It's like the explosion happens and it just goes like twirling down. It looks sick as hell. Mex is gonna be up next. Last one over for the team one. Leo, I didn't realize went through that team so crazily and so skillfully. Blasting through them back to back. All those big obliterates doing a ton of work. Mex backing up out of there. And Skirty wants to find a way around Mex. He's gonna have to play it very, very carefully. Probably got eaten by the rift. Yeah, literally it turned it in the void for him. That's true. He did get eaten by the rift. I think it's satisfying just watching somebody dive to the rift because it like expands and then it like implodes when it like is gone, when it fades. So when somebody dies, it's almost like imagine like their soul gets sucked into the black hole that was the rift. Wait, Max is lagging. Unfortunate. Hold on. Maybe he's back. Maybe he's okay. Sarcer is flying through the wall. Max getting hit with the fear. Curdy doesn't have enough damage here to follow up. He got himself a big cast. The rift is still in play. There's going to be a Barskin. Max took a decent bit of damage from the rift. Disperse out for Curdy just to catch up whatever healing he can. This is going to go behind the pillar. Regrow spam out for Max, trying to catch up as much as he can. Look, that healing is barely doing anything at 50% dampening. Every one of those regrows, it spends so much of your mana. but it is letting you heal even a little bit. Curdy also just sitting down from H food. So at least he has that as an advantage. Max having to go for those regrowths. He actually has enough mana to keep spamming. I think it's Heart of the Wild that's letting him spam. I think it's actually Heart of the Wild that is letting him spam. Cannibalize off Curdy. He knows that the Druid at some point is going to rush him. Rake. And does gonna back it up out of this. So rounding Curdy with the Grove. Stun onto Max. Does have a Fear to follow up. Silence as well. Void Torrent. Those pets are doing a ton of damage. Oh no, Curdy might be in trouble. Needs something, anything. And Max does end up winning that. I am surprised. Go for friends and rejump, but it's barely gonna give him any healing. Timmy. I think he's trying to give Max a chance here. Trying to give him an honorable duel. I think. If he rushes him, Max is also lagging. So honestly, it's probably good that Timmy has given Max at least a chance, at least a little bit. Gave him like an opportunity to get some healing. And he's like, you know what? Dampening is getting kind of high. Maybe I should end this man's entire career. Try to go for a clash. It does not connect as Max was able to reroute. Timmy is going to go for a Karma to follow up. That is a disarm onto Timmy for a second. Max just try to see if he can maximize that range. Cyclone stopping him on his Jade, but it doesn't matter. I think the images continue to hit him with a Jade, right? That must have been it, right? The images just continue to hit him. Yeah, I think so. Leo catching up 3. I thought Leo got 4. PE users with 50% damp. Yeah, dude, I really do hope they maybe make it so that the E can be usable in higher dampening. I think BE healing should probably ignore dampening, and they could like tune the numbers, but for PvP I think it'd be so cool, right? Like maybe just literally at least get a PvP talent that ignores dampening or healing reductions, so you can actually get good healing. I think it'd be sick, right? The one big utility that ShadowPriest brings into like a group setting, big VE, big off healing. It's kind of cool. Get us another one going. Actually, should we get another one going? It is about that time for us to call it, isn't it? I am feeling kind of hungry. I think we'll call it here, chat. I think we'll call it here. I definitely enjoyed these games a ton. A ton. This has been so fun. Wait, are you guys still ready for another? You guys are ready for another? One more? We'll send one more. One more. One more for the road. Should we do a different arena? Yeah. Crysters, you are right. Yeah, eventually we will hit Blade's Edge. I wasn't gonna do one more, and I was like, well, we do have the groups ready. Like, we might as well. It's like, oh, go where's one Hunter? I'm interested. Yeah. No, it's gonna happen, Crysters. It's gonna happen. I was just out of arenas. I didn't know what else to run. We ran the Grand twice now. Flashbang would have been an awful choice. Robodrome, I don't think is a good dueling arena. Asherbane's could have been cool. I like the aesthetics, but like that pillar, one pillar that's longer, it slows down the duels so like much for certain classes. Like if you have a rogue or like a feral druid, I remember you used to just run circles around that pillar. It was crazy annoying, or at least you guys found it very, very annoying. And then comments too. So I don't blame anybody, right? It is just like you could just basically that pillar in particular, like something about having a long pillar down the middle or a long pillar than the rest. It's weird. Which Blade's Edge also does have its own issues. I just like the aesthetics. I kind of give it a pass personally. Goers is going to be first up over for the team 1. Bayek over for the team 2. Does try to go for a wreck. Does not hit it though. Does not hit it. Goers making sure to get himself an angle all around the pillar. He's trying to make sure he's got himself a good angle. And Bayek hanging out by that corner on the ramp. He's thinking he's got himself a pretty safe corner, which is a decent corner. Knocking him out in the open. I don't know if he wants to go for like a biting shot. And where Bayek is, Goers can have himself a good go actually. He thinks he's got himself a great setup. Is going to be able to hit Goers. Big rapid fire to follow. Sonar right after. Blessical protection. You can remove it actually. Silence on a Bayek. Does Goers get to remove it? Does he have a Trink shot? Blind out for Bayek. Who's stopping a lot of the burst damage off for Goers immediately. Stuns him instantly. Trinket to follow. That Blessical protection is gone. I don't know if you have a knockback. If you do, that would be a great time to just punt them back. If you have it. Knocking them or disengaging backwards. Wall is available. Goers dropping down a biting shot. Bayek knows not to advance forward or he's going to get stunned. But he's got himself a good angle. Like if Goers pokes around the pillar, that's a couple of hammers and that'll take him out. Whereas I went to lay down a couple of traps. I don't know if he just goes in for a camo, maybe for a reheal. By getting caught with a freezing trap does stop him in place. Did Guerrero's use Excel or is that just a wall? I think he walled it. And knocked back too. Guerrero, he's trying to buy himself as much time as possible, man. Unfortunately, no camo for you, friend. It's over. It's over. It's over. I said I can't do the electricity once again. I'm sorry about that, Rick. I'm sorry about that, my guy. Yeah, hopefully the outages will stop, yeah? At some point. That is rough, man. We missed you, bud. We missed you. Stuns onto Bayek. Does burn a trinket here really early on, but yet back-to-back more cheap shots out for the rogue. Bayek trying to keep the holy power generating into a disarm for a second. He's just trying to make sure he's okay health-wise. Nesmershka still keeping the chase going. For Bayek, that stun gives him an opportunity to maybe turn someone around. Searing Glare onto Nesmershka, so the rogue cannot go counter-offensive. He's trying to layer out the Dawnlight damage, and it's actually doing a lot that Nesmershka could just die. Vanish to follow, cheap shot right after, a bubble shell available in the back pocket for Bayek, so you should be okay. And then unless this person gets like a fat crit out of nowhere that Bayek does not expect out of left field, this is going to be yet another gouge. And Nesmershka looking for that reset. Bayek maybe just randomly, no, he still sees the rogue. I don't think, oh, wow, okay, that killed him? I guess that hammer wreck did the work. I was thinking he was going to use, what is it, wreck like waterfall forward to try to see if he can snipe him, but no, he did not do that. Max looks like he's giving Bayek an opportunity to at least catch up a little bit of healing. He could have attacked you any moment, but now that you recovered it and got all your health back, now he's like, all right, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. Dotting him up and try to keep the pressure rolling from a distance. Roots from afar, but he does get a juke behind the bridge in order to get away. Max is lagging a little bit. He's got all over the place though. I feel like him running in place doesn't mean that he's like not moving on his end. It's almost like a fake out. Does go for a silence attempt onto Bayek. Lots of damage out for Max. He's got himself big incarnation. All those pets are doing a lot of work. Bayek actually got away from the pets far enough to avoid them, all of them, with that consecration slow. Got them all caught in that slow and just get away from them. Because otherwise it would have been pretty big damage from the Dryad. Tried to go for a charge, but Max unfortunately does not have a Skull Bash in order to interrupt Bayek. That would have been amazing if he had a Skull Bash. But he is lagging a little bit. Heart of the Wild keeping him alive though. Got himself the Friends of Regen that lets him catch up all that health. Bayek with a Hand of Freedom cannot be stopped for a second. Stun onto Max. That Heart of the Wild still keeping Max just slightly alive. Bash to follow him. Does chink it out of it to break him down. That is so rough, man. That is so rough. I knew something was up. Turns out Rick ain't deleting everyone. Yo, for real. Wait, is Bayek just gonna go for a clean sweep? Shiboshi give a quick honor duel. Bow. Is Bayek isn't a chance to go for a clean sweep here? Against Shiboshi, it's gonna be rough. That is another paladin with a bubble, spell warden, lay on hands, all that. Bayek, I mean, if he plays it correctly, he's got a bubble. So he might be okay with it if he uses it correctly at the right time, at a perfect moment. Just walling this damage off for Shiboshi, trying to dampen as much of that Dawnlight damage as possible. And it's going to go for a Wake of Ashes off his zone. Try to see if he can stay on top of Shiboshi. But the Paladins are kind of blinking away from each other. Stunned from a distance. Shield of Vengeance. Bayek has a Shield of Vengeance of his own. So now he's going to walk in. And Shiboshi can potentially bust his Shield of Vengeance. And try to go for that Searing Glare to try to see if he can dodge it. Again, Paladins are kind of blinking all over the place, so I can't even track him. I don't even know where you guys are. It's got to be on my end, right? Because it's so hard to follow sometimes. Stun into Bayek, maybe looking for a bubble. Is this a bubble? Do you go for it? Bubble. Does go for a bubble. But he's going to try to see if he can force a bubble out of Shiboshi. Can he do it? Lay on hands instead. I don't know. Bayek has a lay on hands of his own. He is going to go for a stun versus Shiboshi, and I think this is why Bayek needs to back up out of that. He needs to just make some distance. Catch up whatever healing you can, but make some distance. Now the question is, does Bayek have anything here? I think try to sit down for some food to maybe recover a little bit. Shiboshi is not going to give him a chance to get any recovery. There goes a stun. Does have a wall. That is the only thing that's barely able to keep him alive. Does he have any heals? He's got himself, I think, lay on hands? Was that lay on hands? I couldn't even tell. His health basically plummeted down as soon as he got a big heal. I guess that was a lay on hands. Shiboshi is the first one to slay Bayek though, so who is going to be up next is going to be Young Jay. Question is, can Shiboshi and Saya potentially fight through the rest of Team 2? It is going to be higher dampening games though, 28% dampening and climb as we head in that 6-minute mark. And Young Jay just tried to see if he could jump on the bridge. I think try to give Shiboshi a chance to like catch up a little bit of health. while also just trying to see if you can play parkour around the Blades Edge arena a little bit. Where lay on hands still looks viable. Yeah, the lay on hands, it like pressed it, but then like that was the big heal. Yeah, it like got a huge heal and then itself went down immediately. It felt like he only got half a heal, right? It only felt like he got like 2 lay on hands. That lay on hands did nothing. It didn't feel like it did anything. Yeah, because I know you press a big heal. I assume it's lay on hands. I would just normally, when I see paladins press lay on hands, they're at max health and they're chilling, right? It's a reset of their health. But there it felt like you got to like half and it was like, all right, good enough. Unless you just smacked it with something huge crit as you got lay on hands. So health went up, crit, health went down, and it happened on within like the same millisecond. So it just didn't barely look like it moved. I'll let you go back and look at that. Poly out onto Shiboshi is young, trying to see if he can get himself some kind of a big setup. You know, the Poly got himself a full freeze, lots of shatters, shatter damage onto Shiboshi. He's trying to see if he can get back behind the pillar. Shiboshi still has himself spell warded. I think he's already used lay on hands versus Bayek, but he also still has bubble. So he's actually A-okay for the time being. Wait, hold on a second. Did they fix the arena? Hold on, did they actually... Hold on, I know you guys are dueling each other. I know this is very important, but did they fix the... They fixed the arena. They actually fixed this arena. They fixed the weird textures on the ramps. Look, these rocks used to be not rocks. There used to be some metal textures instead. They fixed it. I just noticed it. Holy... The world is saved, dude. It took him an entire war with an expansion to fix that. I'm not gonna lie. It's been broken for so long. Stun, trades, young trinkets, and I think he's gonna be able to take down Shiboshi with that setup. That was a good stun. Fantastic stun. Look at that, dude. They're actual rocks. I just noticed it. It's these rocks right here, like the darker molten rocks. I think those were the broken ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those were the ones that were broken. And it looks like they have slightly different rocks on that side and on this side now. Interesting. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but it is interesting. At least it's fixed. Because it's been broken for so long, man. Gotta be shield events available for Saya with a wall. Glaciers back from a distance as Young just getting those shatter combos. Young, however, his health is also getting broken apart little by little. Every single Templar's hurts. And I feel like he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna disassociate in my ice block. I don't like the situation. I'm just gonna disassociate for a second. Just for my own mental. Just like, get myself mentally out of that situation. Is gonna go for that reverse blink to try to stay away from Saya. Ring of Frost is gonna make it hard for Saya to even waddle up there. He can't approach, he can't walk up. It is just impossible. He can maybe jump, try to see if he can get himself a bit of a hit. And Young got himself burst, got himself damage. Human racial not available, unfortunately. Block is up though. He's gonna try to spell steal all the buffs from Saya. Saya does have bubble, he's got trinkets, he's got everything to work with here. Young trying to do whatever damage he can. Unfortunately, that meteor does not connect. And Saya just needs one good hit onto Young. Big glacial, that does a lot. Young's still alive, barely though. Needs a shield, instantly shielded. Nope. He did get Saya super low. Whoever up next, I think could potentially take down Saya if you have enough burst damage. Big Timmy could be that guy to potentially get that big burst damage. Saya does burn a lay on hand, so right now he's back up to play. He technically could have saved it, especially if Timmy was going to give him the honor duel, but it looks like Saya's like, you know what, let's just keep it going. Let me just lay on hands, and you'll just rush me, and we'll play, because the Impetus is only going to get worse. Either way, Timmy trying to see if he can get around Saya. Karma is going to be used immediately. Saya just trying to see if he can avoid the damage as best as possible. Timmy ramping up, trying to go for a bit of a knock-up too, but it not quite connect. It got himself big Jade Lightning. Does he have a button for it? Shield of Vengeance. Oh! Doesn't matter! Oh! Yo, Big Timmy! Oh my god, that was so good! I don't think Saya expected it. He was like, Shield of Vengeance? I'm fine. Nope, you ain't. The zap into... Wait, they match? Okay, I'm broken. The match is broken, chat. I can't leave. I'm stuck here. I'm permanently stuck here. Big Timmy pulling it off, though. Crazy work. That was amazing. Yeah, chat, I'm stuck. I can't leave. It's not letting me. Oh, there we go. It like lagged or something? I have no idea. That was awesome. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for coming by, boys. I appreciate it. Yeah, and this Bershka, remind me next week about hopping on earlier. And I'll definitely stream earlier. It's like an hour difference, an hour earlier. I don't think it would be that bad. Yo, easy, dude. That monk did really good. That guy, every time I watched him play, he didn't really get to play that much, but anytime he played, it was super fun. Super entertaining. I love that zap damage, and that touch of death was perfect. Saya was like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine. Touch. That was crazy. Crazy work. Because Saya had Bob, I'm pretty sure. He definitely had Bubble, but he may have had Bob too. but I don't know. Bubble for sure, because he was like, technically I'm safe, but then good touch. It didn't even look like Saya was that low on health though. I think it was like 15%. Don't you need to be 10? Or did they like increase it so you could touch a death at 15? That's so good either way. So good for that monk. Happy for him. Alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gonna go get food. I'm gonna get some work done. I got a couple of projects that I'll be working on this evening, or rather, trying to think of what projects I want to do. Because I almost was thinking like maybe I should start talking about like, hey, I like this class. Here's what's changed. Yada yada yada. But it's like I feel like I definitely do want to do a video on some of the other features of Midnight. I did one on transmogs, which was cool. That's going through a wild number of changes. The good old days. Yeah, markers, bro. Or those over tune, come so my friends doing. It's still fun though. This was a I don't think I've ever interacted with markers, but somebody tagged him in that one clip. Bro, for some reason so chat, you know how I had that whole like clip with what's it? I had the one clip with what's it called? I've been seeing like so you know I have the clip of me getting my Proto Drake mount, murking 2 hordes, sniping the mount, killing it. That tweet all of a sudden started to pick up like a lot more traffic all over again. Like it just made a comeback. I remember when I first posted the clip. I also forgot to fix this, didn't I? I remember when I posted the clip initially, like it got a lot of impressions. A lot of interactions, which is cool, you know, really good for me and all that. It just, I never really had a tweet blow up like that. But like, it got a lot of impressions, and then after a while it died down. And now it's like, it's going back in. It's just impressions are going back in. I'm just kind of surprised. Just keep it on there, keep it a pin, and I guess it's just like, oh shit, I guess more people discovering it or something, and then retweeting it, and then their followers watching it, then they retweet it, whatever. It just resurfaced, just back up in action for some reason. But with this chat, yeah. Outside of that, which is really cool. Good duels hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I definitely want to do duels tomorrow. I am gonna post a something on Discord over the weekend, like Sunday, Monday, maybe. Probably Sunday. Be like, yo, if you got beta, if you're in or you bought it, whatever, like let me know. We'll try to see if we can get some duels going. Because if we can get at least 5-man team like prepped and ready, at least 5 pre-made, I think we can gather 5 more people for another group or something. Right? Like, the more the merrier. Ideally, even better would be if we can get like 8 people, 4 for one team, 4 for another, and then we can just pick up like somebody random from pugs. What the hell? Some random level 28 Lightforged Paladin went to Orgrimmar and got sniped by the guards. Either it's just a random accidental flying over Orgrimmar and didn't know what the hell was going on, or I feel like I've seen a streamer do something similar, right? Fly to Orgrimmar and get slapped immediately. Yeah, if that is a streamer, hopefully that character ends up being a part of a clip or something. Oh man, why are you doing out here? Maybe flying from like Ashenvale or like from Azshara down a little too low. It was like, oh, what's down here? Death is down here. Alrighty, chat, you guys have a good one. I'll catch all of you tomorrow. Unless for some reason I decide not to stream tomorrow, there's a possibility for it. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, peace.
Take me by your side. I'm feeling so alive. I feel so alive. Yeah. Have a long deep dive until you arrive and finally realize who I am. Let us swim through the depths of our heart, where every thought and emotions unfold. And as we surface, we'll see and know the beauty that lies within me and you. Take me by your side. I'm feeling so alive. I feel so alive. Yeah. Have a long deep dive until you arrive and finally realize who I am. Let us swim through the depths of our heart, where every thought and emotions unfold. And as we surface, we'll see and know the beauty that lies within me and you. We're online, ready to fire away. A digital breeze from cybernet seas. We may not make it out of the bay. Just unwind, it doesn't matter anyway. Try not to freeze or throw away the keys. The predator is now the prey. Things